بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our 2019 Hajj Seminar. I would like to give everybody sitting at their homes a very warm welcome to this beautiful journey that we are about to embark on. Hajj, alhamdulillah, we and you sitting at home have done an amazing journey. We have gone through an amazing journey already by selecting the packages, finding what package is right for you, getting the financial needs of making and going on to this, embarking on this beautiful journey. So a very warm welcome to everybody, and I'm hoping that you can all hear me nice and clear. You're sitting in the comforts of your home and you would enjoy this seminar, inshallah Aziz. We would like to thank every single one of you individually, no matter where you've come from, whatever means you've booked with us, for choosing Noori Travel and Tours Limited for this special journey, a once in a lifetime journey. We are so pleased, honored, there's no words to express that we are being part of this journey of yours, which is going to bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's taking you to the middle of the earth. It's taking you to the middle of the planet. This is where we are, inshallah Aziz, on the 3rd or the 4th of August traveling. How I see this journey as, I see this journey because, when things go wrong, like for example, I would give you some worldly examples to, explain the Hajj journey to you as well. That when we fall ill, or we kind of have an accident, we kind of go and repair our legs with the doctors and so forth and so forth. But remember, we are going in the middle of the planet, middle of the earth where the Kaabatullah is based, right? And we are now going to fix our hearts and soul. This is what this journey is. It's just a very small example I'm giving you, that we are going to fix our middle part and in the middle of the planet, middle of the earth, because the Kaabatullah is in the center of the earth. We are now, alhamdulillah, going to embark on this beautiful journey where we are going to fix our souls, where we are going to fix our hearts. Every single one of us, no matter how pious we are, how straight on the path we are, every single one of us have faults in us. We are human beings, so we have these faults in us, and alhamdulillah and inshallah we are going to fix these problems that we are carrying with us on our shoulders. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our Hajj. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this journey easy as well for us. So inshallah Aziz, we would like to, I would open up by telling you what is going to be on the agenda at a later stage, but what we're going to discuss on this journey. So, or on this seminar. So, yes, this is a Hajj seminar, but you got to remember Hajj is a few weeks away still. So if I start talking about Hajj right now and explain the whole Hajj journey to you, we will miss out on the main aspect of traveling. We will miss out on the main aspect of doing Umrah, because that's the first thing that we need to do on this journey. So inshallah Aziz, mainly this seminar, which you're watching from your homes, is discussing the journey from our home, or i.e. Heathrow Airport or Manchester Airport, because obviously there's two packages, we'll come on to that as well at a later stage, to inshallah Aziz till Makkah. So the whole seminar is going to mainly cover the Heathrow Airport journey or Manchester Airport journey till inshallah Aziz Makkah, and completing our Umrah while we are in Makkah. And then inshallah Aziz, don't be disappointed, we will briefly touch on Hajj, on how the basic Hajj journey is, because if I start talking about Hajj, then the whole timing would be taken up. So we will be discussing the brief basis on Hajj as well, and then inshallah, don't worry, we will be having in-depth seminars just like we have one here, but inshallah, obviously I can't see anyone here right now because it's a virtual seminar, but later on I would like to, when we'll meet everyone, because I am also traveling on this Hajj package as well with you guys as well, we will talk about that as well at a later stage as well in the seminar. So we are just going to have seminars, regular seminars in Makkah as well, in your hotels, and obviously we'll tell you how those seminars are going to be conducted, and how we are going to be informing you about these seminars. So just quickly, you'll be able to see a brief description on the video somewhere of the agenda of today's seminar. So inshallah we'll be talking about what Hajj is and the benefits of Hajj. So this is what we're going to do. Yes, we're going to first complete our Umrah, but our main goal is to complete a Hajj, and a successful Hajj, and a Hajj that is accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how are we going to do that? What we need to do to achieve that? So inshallah we'll be talking about that. Then the next thing obviously is on the list is the packages, meaning different type of packages that everyone has, because obviously we have different WhatsApp groups. I will come on to them at a later stage. So now everyone's now listening to me and hopefully tuned in, the whole 155 of us who are traveling on this group. They might get confused to say, I'm on a 14 days, I'm on a 17 days. So inshallah Aziz, I'll give you a breakdown of that packages as well. And then also the goodie bags. The goodie bags is obviously, or the parcels as we call it goodie bags, but to you they were parcels which you received in the post. So what did you receive in the post, and what should have been in the post? So I will go through those things as well. And then inshallah Aziz, we'll talk about the airport, how we're going to meet at the airport, and in regards with your luggage, because that's the most frequently asked questions. And I can tell you this now, even on the day of traveling, I will be asked this question again, to say, what luggage allowance do we have? Your luggage allowance is already written on your tickets, but inshallah Aziz, we will be covering that in the seminar anyway. And then inshallah Aziz, obviously we are on the airport, the luggage we've discussed. Then we'll talk about the hotels, how we're going to move from Makkah to our hotel in Makkah al-Mukarramah, depending on obviously your package. So you are aware of your hotels already. How we're going to check in, and then inshallah Aziz, we'll be discussing the Umrah part, how we're going to do Umrah individually or as a group. We'll discuss that. And then, as I mentioned, the Hajj, brief journey of Hajj, how we move from Mina to Arafat, Arafat to Muzdalifah, and so on forth. My aim is to obviously complete this or wind this seminar up before our Maghrib Salah, which is at 9. At the moment, we've penned that in at 9 p.m. So we would have a Salah break as well. If I don't finish on time, then obviously we'll have a Salah break, and if we do finish on time, then after the Salah break I have planned the question and answer session. However, that does not mean you cannot send your questions in now. So please, if you have questions in your mind already coming up, or you already planned, oh, I'm going to ask this question, that question, be it a small question and you might think, oh, this question might not make sense, it might be stupid to ask questions. That part of question and answer session is my favorite part of the seminar. I love to answer these questions to everyone. So alhamdulillah, I have by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot of experience traveling on this journey, and inshallah Aziz, I have the experience to guide you to have a smooth and an excellent journey inshallah Aziz. Now just briefly touch on Hajj. There were some questions asked on this Hajj Seminar on the WhatsApp group before, so inshallah this is going to be a detailed rundown on the things. There are 3 types of different Hajj that we can complete as Muslims. The first one is called Tamattu, and this is the most common Hajj people do. One is it being a bit slightly easy, and in our circumstances, when we're traveling from a different country to Baitullah Sharif or Makkah Sharif, Hajj Tamattu works out better for people who are traveling from worldwide apart. Then there is Qiran. Then after that is Ifrad. Ifrad does not apply to us because we are not counted as local people living in Makkah. So I will not discuss ifrad because ifrad is only for those people who are based in Makkah. So none of us who are traveling is based in Makkah. We are not locals. So however, tamattu I would discuss because this is the method of Hajj, or the Hajj we are choosing or doing. Qiran is maybe because this is at the end of the day your Hajj. Let me just explain something to you here. We are a travel agent. It doesn't mean that we're not going to guide you onto your Hajj journey. We are going to be guided, but we are here to provide you the logistics of the Hajj. So visas, ticketing, accommodation, that is what we take as a responsibility to provide you with these. And so I say take that as my responsibility to provide you with these logistical parts of Hajj. However, we are not afraid to say, no, we're not going to tell you about anything about Hajj. We are going to guide you. However, you have to understand that in our group, there will be different people from different sects of Islam who would have and do Hajj differently. And then you have made the intention. It's your Hajj that you're doing. It's not my Hajj, it's your Hajj. So you have to do some basic reading and in-depth reading, in fact, to say what is Hajj, what type of Hajj I'm going to do. So tamattu briefly I would describe is we're going to do Umrah first. We're going to come out of after we've completed our Umrah, we will come out of our Ihram. And then we will be in our normal clothing just like I am. And then till the days close of Hajj, we will put our Ihram on again in Makkah. And then obviously make our niyat for Hajj, and we will go towards Hajj. The next Hajj, type of Hajj is Qiran. Now the Hajj of Qiran is a bit difficult to do because you are wearing Ihram, just say when you fly out from the UK either on the 3rd of August or the 4th of August. And then you will be in the Ihram till the 11th of August. So you put your Ihram on till the Hajj day, till your Qurbani is completed. So those conditions or those things that are implied onto you while wearing Ihram, for example, you can't put perfume on, you can't scratch your head, your hair can't fall off or on purposely, like if you're scratching and your hair falls off or from your head or from your beard, you will have to give a dam. Therefore, some people don't prefer to do Qiran. However, Qiran has a lot of thawab. It has a lot of immense thawab on this. So it's entirely up to you as an individual. You will make the decision that are you going to do Hajj Tamattu, which we will be doing, which I will be doing, and I'm sure most of you guys sitting there have made that intention of doing. For more greater reward and more thawab, you will do Hajj Qiran. For Hajj Qiran, obviously you just make the intention from Miqat. We will come on to that, how you're going to make the intention for doing the Hajj Qiran or even Hajj Tamattu when we're on the plane before we reach Miqat. And then obviously from there on, you will not take your Ihram off till there. Now, this beautiful journey that we're going to embark on, why are we going on to this journey? Let's forget now, from now on, the financial investment we've done onto this Hajj journey, the money we've paid onto this, the ticketing and all those things, just leave them behind for now. You've done that part. That was the difficult part, choosing the right travel agency, making sure your journey is going to be smooth as possible. And inshallah, we will make sure that this journey of yours is going to be as smooth as possible. But now, the main point of us going Hajj, why are we going Hajj? The Prophet ﷺ said that the reward for a Hajj Mabrur, which is meaning an accepted Hajj, is nothing less than paradise. So the Prophet ﷺ is giving us a bit of a surety and a guarantee that if our Hajj is accepted, it's nothing less than paradise. So, we work all our lives to achieve something. So hard we work towards these things. And we're trying to achieve something at the end of the day, i.e. a degree or a job, we work hard towards them. But look how the Prophet ﷺ is giving this a surety that within those 5 days, if we do everything correctly and in the right manner, we do all the obligations of Hajj, i.e. Mina, Arafat, Muzdalifah, our character is right in between those days, and we are making sure we are following the rules of Hajj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah Aziz, I hope and pray He gives every single one of us Jannah. So this is our aim. This is what the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam is commanding us, and he's informing us. Look how much reward this journey has. And then let's put Hajj aside. Look, where are we going? Out of 1 billion Muslim population, 2.3 million Hujjaj went last year, and it's going to be the similar figure, maybe 2 million this year. Out of those 2 million, you have been accepted. Your call has been there. You know, this is why we started this seminar. You have to remember this rhythm. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. What does that labbaik Allahumma labbaik mean? You're saying, Allah, I am coming, I am here. You know, if I call you saying, Mr. Say hello, or I say Hafiz, you say, yes, what's up? How can I help you? You know, someone calls you, that's why you say hello, or how can I help you? And look what you're saying, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Ya Allah, I am here. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called you. This is very important. Please put this, and you need to register this into your mind, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has invited you. And this invitation is not easy. It's not about because you've paid X amount of money and your invitation is there. Let me tell you, in the past, people have had booked Hajj. Even just half an hour ago, I received a text message from someone to say their father fell ill, he had a heart attack, he cannot travel on to Hajj. Paid for, visa done, he can't travel on to Hajj. He's inviting others to go to Hajj. So look how lucky we are. You know how blessed you and me and everyone involved in this journey is, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has invited us to His holy lands. And those holy lands where you do one deed is counted as 100,000 good deeds. So look how of a special place we're going. We're going to the Kings of Kings, the person who manages, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the entity that manages the whole universe, has invited us into His courtyard. We need to go there, remember why we're going there. And then again, you're going to remember, this Hajj journey is going to deepen our awareness of oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember this, for those who have been Hajj, you understand the whole journey. But if this is your first time of Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show you His power when you are going to travel through these journeys and these locations, and especially when you're going to see the Kaaba for the first time. He will show you His power. Not physically, but you as us as Muslims, we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to give us some signs. He has to give us some signals to say He's there. Yes, we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we fall ill or something goes wrong for us. We say, Ya Allah, please give us shifa. Ya Allah, please do this for me. And that thing becomes accepted. But it happened because you have a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But now when you're going to go to Kaabatullah, I promise you, you will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power. How? Not physically, but you will feel it. And how you're going to feel this, inshallah al-Aziz, I will be moving on to this at a later stage and tell you how you're going to feel the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His qurbat and His closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's only going to happen when you're going to be in Haram Sharif. So inshallah al-Aziz, hopefully this is our aim of the journey. Also, this Hajj journey, it's helping us to renew our faith. Because you've got to remember, Hajj journey is a pillar of our religion. It's the last pillar, or one of the pillars of Islam. Sometimes I do feel bad on this, but then again, Allah has given us in this opportunity right now. So this is why we're completing this last pillar. But you got to remember, we had 5 pillars of Islam. So I'm sure prayer, sadaqah, zakat, we do all those, and we believe obviously the kalma is there. But this is our last pillar that we're going to complete. So it's helping us to renew our faith by making us aware of the passing nature of this life and our final standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. So look, we are going to be in Arafat inshallah. That's where we are all going to gather on the day of Qiyamah. So it's like, yes, you're going to have a lot of comfort in Arafat, but you need to remove those comforts away from your mind, and you're going to bring yourself or bring your imagination to say, you know what? This is going to be the day of judgment, where at the moment, we are millions around us. On that day, there's going to be trillions of people on that day. And we are going to be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How the sun is going to be close to our head on the day of Arafat. So it's a good, gentle reminder. Or it's not a gentle reminder, it's a very important reminder when we are on the day of Arafat, that this is where we're all going to gather as Muslims. And you will feel that even though you're probably traveling with your mother, your sisters, or your wives, or your family members, but you will feel you need to be secluded on the day. So inshallah Aziz, regarding seclusion on day of Arafat, we will discuss more in detail in Makkah as well. So remember, a Haji is being trained. Inshallah, after we have completed Hajj, we will be called a Hujjaj or a Haji. We are being trained to completely forget the material comforts that we have in our own country right now. I mean, we're sitting on a sofa, we have nice beds, we have, you know, warm houses, it's raining outside, it was warm, we could go outside and buy a fan straight away. We had all these comforts. But when you're going to go to Hajj, right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a completed Hajj is a paradise. A completed Hajj is like you've just born today. So these two rewards are really, really important. They have really good significance, right? So if you're having these significance, how do you think it's not going to be easy? To gain some reward at the end of something, you have to work towards it. So it's not going to be an easy journey, it's going to be a difficult journey. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inviting you, He is going to look after you, He's going to invite you to His place, He's inviting you, but He's the Lord. He's going to test us. He's going to test our faith. He's going to test our patience. The shaitan is going to attack us. As soon as you're in your ihram, I can tell you this now from experience. I will show you how to put the ihram on. I can put the ihram on all day, all night. It's not going to scratch. I'm not going to feel itchy. But the time you put the ihram on and you make the niyyah of doing umrah, you will start feeling all those sorts of things that you're not allowed to do. Like you're going to start feeling itchy. You don't want to talk about the worldly things. You're going to start discussing stuff with your family members or people you're going to meet on the journey. You're going to start asking them where you're from, what do you do. This is the test of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You need to cut these things out. I'm not by means saying don't be social, don't speak to the people who you're traveling with. You will have plenty of time to do that. When, especially in Medina, when you're traveling when you're out of your ihram, the days you have break in Makkah, you can get to know one another, and we encourage you to get to know one another as well. So there's a lot of expectations and challenges on this trip. Like any trip, when, for example, we plan on to go, I would just give a small example. When we move from one city to another to visit our friends and families, we have a lot of, challenges across us. We have to obviously sit in the car, but then there's traffic on the way, your car can break down. So these kind of things, even if you have a brand new car, you have all these challenges across you, and then these expectations and problems do come across. So like any trip, and I'm sure people travel a lot frequently as well, but let me inform you that this Hajj journey is not a normal journey that you travel on a plane and you get on the other end and you're in a hotel straight away. No, there are a lot of possible things that may not always go according to the plan. We would make our best and we try our best to make sure everything goes to plan, but sometimes there's hurdles. And as I mentioned, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to test you constantly on this journey. You might fall ill, you might lose your luggage, you might injure yourself, you might lose your mum or your wife. So in these part of the journey, or these things happening, it's a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You didn't especially ask for these things to happen, or you didn't buy on purposely, the airline didn't lose your luggage, or we didn't lose your luggage, or you didn't lose your luggage, but these are the tests and tribulations that you're going to have in this journey as well. There's going to be a lot of delays, right? Especially when we are going to get into Saudi Arabia. And the reason being is, you've got to understand, when there's a bank holiday, there's a lot of congestion on the roads. Exactly like this, you've got to understand there's 2.5 million people coming into Jeddah airport in the giving days of Hajj. So people are still traveling, a lot of people have left, but we're going to be part of that 2 million people traveling. So everything is working to its maximum capacity in Makkah, in Jeddah, in Medina, in Mina, in Arafat. So, and they are trying to host us. Saudi Arabia is one of the, when I travel to different countries, the planning, the execution of Saudi Arabia is amazing, right? The way they manage things, it's difficult. When we have our guests at our house, when we invite our family members, we have 15-20 people coming into our house. Look how we panic, where people are going to say, how are we going to arrange this? And imagine the government and the whole city of Makkah has to open its arms, open its hearts to us Hujjaj. So there are going to be a lot of delays. In those delays, you have to be patient. You got to remember, if it's a delay, doesn't matter, because you will go through that process of journey. It's not like, oh, you have to go to work or we're gonna miss out on something. I can promise you on this, that we are going to make sure, and every year we make sure that we are not delayed in reaching different locations. Yes, there are certain delays, but it's not like you're going to miss the Mina days. It's not like you're going to miss the Arafat days. It's not like you're going to miss the Muzdalifah timing. So we will make sure, and it's our responsibility to make sure you are there on those waquf of Mina, waquf of the stay of Arafat, the stay of Muzdalifah. That's our responsibility, and inshallah Aziz, if Allah wills, He will give us He will give us the opportunity to be at those places as well. So we need your patience. Remember another thing, we are traveling as a group. If I'm individually traveling, I can check in, check out, I can go to the hotel, I can go to do tawaf, I can do everything myself. And it doesn't mean that you will be always stuck as a group. No, we will not be telling you you have to stay with the group. Only in the days of Hajj we will be staying as a group. So when we are traveling at the airport from Heathrow or Manchester to Jeddah, I would request you to stay as a group, look after one another, take mutual responsibilities, look after one another as well. And then also we need to obviously make sure that we are staying together. And then later on, when you're going to do your second Umrah, when you're going to do your prayers, i.e. your Fajr, Maghrib, Zuhr, Asr, Isha, Maghrib, Isha, you will individually go do that. So you're not always restricted with the group. Only traveling parts you are restricted with the group, where you have to have patience. Why I say this, you have to have patience, is, for example, we've given a time of say 7 p.m. the buses will come. Now everyone is not going to be on time at 7 p.m. and be ready at reception. So some people will have because of the fragile, they might need to use the washing facilities again, they might break the wuzu again, so they'll probably be delaying the whole group. But try to be on time. But then if someone is not on time, try to be patient. These are the drawbacks, I would say, of traveling with a group. But then there's a lot of advantages. These are the only few drawbacks on traveling with a group. But unfortunately, this is Hajj, we have to travel as a group. The advantages can go into many advantages of traveling in the group, but inshallah Aziz, I'm going to leave that for the Hajj seminar in Makkah and explain to you that when you will gather with these group, at the moment you probably don't even know who you're traveling with, but there are a few WhatsApp groups who have shared what they do with one another, how they're going, who they're traveling with, but you will become the best of friends after this Hajj journey, to the point but some people become family friends. I can guarantee you this, because it's the barakah, or it's this journey, when it ends, you have so much bondness together, you become so close, the brotherly loves come into you. It's just the atmosphere of Hajj, it's the journey of Hajj that gets to you together. Moving on to the Hajj packages. And now obviously there's many of you who are watching and sitting, I'm on a different package, don't know what's going to happen, what's going on. So I'm just going to run down to the whole total group. There's 155 people on our whole Hajj group. So we have the first flight is on the 14 days economy package, which is staying in Burj Sultan and in Mukhtara International in Medina. From Heathrow, if you're flying, there are 28 people on the first flight. Then after that, we have another 14 days economy package. It's on the British Airways flight. 5 people are traveling. Then we have 17 days economy package, which is flying from Manchester, and there's 20 people flying from there. Then we have the 19 days economy package, flying from Heathrow. There's 59 people on that. Then we have a 14 days 5-star Hajj package, which is flying from Heathrow. There's 23 people flying on that. Now again, on the last package is 15 days and there's 5-star Hajj package again, and you're flying from Heathrow and there's 20 people on that. So altogether, including us lot, it's 155 people flying on this package. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I booked onto a 14 days, I booked onto a 15 days package, I want to change, I'm sorry, we cannot do that anymore, because this is the package you're booked onto and we can no longer change those packages. So the rooms that you have been promised, i.e. if you've booked for a double room, if you've booked into a triple room, if you're booked into a cot sharing, you will be provided those hotel rooms guaranteed. So inshallah Aziz, later on we will be, when we come onto the hotel part in Makkah on the agenda, I will discuss the hotel as well. Now inshallah Aziz, we will be going towards the small items, or I would say the parcels that you received in the through the post, which was I think last Friday or Friday before. I'm not 100% sure on that, it's not on top of my mind what date it was, but most of you must have or still yet to receive those goodie bags or parcel bags. And the reason being is, if you're still watching and have not received those goodie bags, it's purely because your passport has come in late to us, because you've had some travel arrangements or XYZ. So inshallah Aziz, first of all on my list to go through is the passport, and then inshallah Aziz, we'll move on to the next things, again, whatever was provided to you in the goodie bags. If you haven't received anything, because one brother was saying, oh, there's no label on my passport, it's purely because you requested your passport to come before you had travel arrangements, so then we didn't process your passports. And so those people who have things missing in your parcel, and which I'm going to show you here, and you haven't received them, just mention on WhatsApp group or privately message us on the group, and then we will try to investigate where that thing is, or even provide you a replacement on the airport now. So first of all, everything that we've provided you has been provided for a reason, because we know you need these things. So they've been provided for a reason. Please, 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 I can't say please more enough, do not forget anything that we've given you in the goodie bag to take along with this journey, because you will need every single one of them. So first of all, your passport. You have a cover on your passport, and we have given you a serial number. For me, myself, it's 50. There's 2 serial numbers written, 50 at the bottom left, if I'm correct, and then on the bottom top right, or my right or your left, there's another serial number. These are your serial numbers. These serial numbers have been given to you for many, to make the process quicker when we are traveling, when we're going to ask your passports. Bus numbers, for example, we're going to give you, so from people from number 1 to 45 serial numbers are going to be in the bus number 1. We will be sharing those lists maybe tomorrow, the day after, coming closer to traveling time, what bus you're going to be on. And these buses are for you obviously to know about when you're in Mecca. So once we come out of Jeddah airport and we're going to go into the buses to go to Mecca, we will say, can we have passport number 1 to 45? And obviously if that you're within that bracket of serial number, you will hand over us your passports. So please do not take these labels off, they're there for a reason. We've given you a cover for a reason as well. If you are traveling and you have a foreign passport, any foreign passport, you will have a BRP card. So your BRP card should be always kept here, and this is why we provide this software, this cover to you, so you can keep all your documentations nice and safe with yourself. Now, most of you must be thinking, but we don't have a visa on this passport, so what's going on there? The government or the Saudi authorities have now trying to be more proactive, and they've gone digital. So we now have an e-visa in progress, and then obviously you have received your e-visa as well. So I'll come on to that anyway. You will receive one of these ticket holders. You must have received this maybe empty, but then we followed it up with your airline ticket, so you should have your ticket in this folder as well. If you don't want to carry this, this is your choice. However, we have provided you with a cover as well, a passport cover as well. Moving on just quickly, because I'll be able to share my flight details with you guys as well. I am flying on the 4th of August with British Airways on the 4th of August. So here it clearly mentions departure, your arrival time into Jeddah, and then your status is confirmed. It tells you the baggage allowance you have, and carry-on allowance, and I will talk in detail about the baggage as well, but it mentions everything on this ticket. So you don't need to ask us that question, but if you still feel the need to ask the question, ask, we will reply. So departure day, everything is mentioned on these on this ticket as well. So this is your obviously ticket, which your airline ticket. Obviously for me, I'm traveling alone, so I only have one ticket. But if you're traveling with your family members, you'll have 2, 3, 4, 5 tickets as well. The next thing, obviously, you must have received from us is your Hajj file, I would say, or a file agreement. So here, again, this is our agreement file that we send out together. I will quickly, briefly run through all this as well. So this is your agreement file which you've received. I would request you have to travel with this as well. God forbid anything happens to us, when I'm traveling, or anything happens to our staff, you can still with this file complete your Hajj journey, because you will be able to show your booking confirmation, your hotel and everything and so forth on this documentation as well. Again, here we have your serial number written on there as well. And then what's in the file, I'll just quickly run through on this as well. So just a welcome letter to begin with, and then you have your Hajj package, whatever Hajj package you've booked. I'm not on the 5-star Hajj package, but just as a sample, I've brought this for you. So you have your Hajj package on there to say which hotel you're staying in. So if you're on the 5-star package, you're staying in obviously Pullman Zamzam half board. You're staying in Medina, then it tells you the hotel details, what's included in the package. It clearly is a brief down on there. And then on the next page, it gives you a detailed itinerary to say what day we're doing what. However, just one thing I'd like to mention here, that because the Hajj is dependent on the moon sighting, so we think this is going to be the moon sighting as precise as possible, but maybe there might be a change of plan. So if the Saudi authorities decide, for argument's sake, I'm just going to look into this, on the 8th of August we're supposed to travel to Mina. This is for those who are traveling on the 5-star Hajj package, right? Then we might travel on the 9th of August to Mina. So this is depending on moon sighting, but inshallah Aziz, with our experience, we know, and we're looking at the Islamic calendars, we know it's going to be on the 8th of August, and we are going to go on the 8th of August, but just in case, because it's depending on the moon sighting and it's not obviously in our hands. So again, the whole itinerary is on these pages, and then your return flight, and again, we have mentioned your flight details on here as well. So that's the brief description of the Hajj package. I know they have given me a list of the economy package, the 7 days, but I'm sure you have these details, and I don't need to waste such time and going through all these details as well. This is the next thing in your folders you should have received, or maybe in your passport, but for me they've been provided like this. This is your Hajj visa. So this is your e-Hajj visa. So please, you have to carry this document with you as well. It has all your details on there, who your mahram is, and these are the barcodes which obviously the immigration officers will scan as well. So you have to travel with one of these. Someone called me and said, I have lost my visa already. No problem. If that's happened with you as well, just message me or the group. We will email out another copy to you. Even again, if you forget it at home by mistake, obviously we'll still have a digital copy of your Hajj visas with us carrying as well. Again, these are just some important notes that mention, please do not take anything off your passports. So please don't ignore this. The reason I keep on saying don't ignore this, or please don't do this, I know it mentions clearly in English that don't do it, but people still remove their passport covers and so forth, because then it becomes difficult managing the whole group. We've put these procedures in place to have a smoother journey. So we don't want to be standing at the airport and saying, Mohammed Junaid, can you please come here? You know, Mohammed Nabil, please come here. No, we would just want to make smoother journey for you. So from serial number 1 to 25, can you please bring your passports? When you hear us, obviously you'll bring those as well. Again, if anything's missing, there's a list of things that you should have received in the package. So we've just given you a drop down list on this as well. From us, there is guidance to say, what do you need to take? So I'm sure, please don't think this is junk, because we get a lot of junk through the post. This is not junk that we've sent you. We've sent this for a reason. So health and safety notes, what you should take, what you should pack. I will just briefly touch on to what you should pack anyway, but then please read these. Even on here clearly says American Express is not accepted anywhere. Credit cards are accepted for many items. So the big vendors, i.e. when you're going to go out to eat in Burger King or McDonald's or Pizza Hut, credit cards are accepted. So we have already clearly communicated this to you into the documentations as well. So you can please obviously read these as well. Then another important detail for you to read is how to maximize your time in Mecca. Why we're going to Mecca? So when you travel onto a journey, you have 110 things to do. Obviously when you're going to leave your houses, you leave your kids behind, and you're doing X, Y, Z, you'll probably forget the things to do while you're in Mecca, and that happens to everyone. Even when you're going to be leaving your home, your family members are going to be saying, please pray for me. Everyone say, do dua for me. I'm fallen ill. Please pray for me. So everyone's going to be telling you to do dua for you. And then you forget those duas, because when you get in front of the Kaaba, it's just everything wipes off. It's just a clean slate. So I would recommend take a diary make notes. Whatever you got to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, if people are asking you to pray for them, so obviously you have that as well in front of you as well, so the list is there. So again, these are some recommendations from us that we would like you to read and just gain some knowledge on this, and then inshallah that would be beneficial for you as well. Another page you would see, I'm sure it's the same order that you will receive in, it's the du'as of Arafat. So sometimes you do tend to forget what to do in Arafat. It's just because you get so overwhelmed that you have finally landed into Arafat, you have finally made it to Arafat. So these kind of things in Arafat, du'as are also mentioned as well. Inshallah Aziz, we will be there with you traveling throughout the journey of Hajj. Maybe I might not be on your flight because I mentioned I'm flying on the BA, I'm on the last flight. I will be there at Heathrow Airport throughout the main 3 flights to see everybody off, and I'm on the last flight coming to Mecca. So inshallah then when I'm through, and throughout the whole Hajj journey, meaning Mina, Arafat, Muzdalifah to Jamarat to Mecca, and the whole journey we will be with you. Again, another page of du'as, what to recite. Again, it's translated in Urdu and in English as well, so I'm not just going to go into detail, but briefly. Again, another thing that we've mentioned here is just a brief description of what Hajj is about, the whole journey of Hajj. So you can follow that up as well. So from flying from airport towards Mecca, then from Mecca what we're doing, Mina, Arafat, and it's a brief infographics provided to you so you can follow up on your Hajj journey as well. Another map location you would be given. I know these days everyone has smartphones and we can follow those up as well. However, just for those who can't, or you get lost, so this is where your hotel locations are. So we've clearly marked your hotels for you, be it the 5-star package or the economy package. You will have your hotel locations there for you as well. Another thing I would like to mention, when we do check in, please make sure you pick up a card from the hotel, because when yes, you will remember I'm at the tall building or behind, you will have some points of interest in your mind, but once you finish namaz and there's so much people gathered around you, you tend to forget your bearings. To where was I? Where was the hotel? So please make sure, we will remind you this as well when you're in Makkah, and we will give you these cards, but in case we forget for any reason, make sure when you leave on the first few days your hotel, you take a card with you. So in case when you prayed your salah and you're coming back and you forget which hotel or which road were you on, you have a card to bring back back to the hotel. We've also put in a photocopy of your passport as well into your folder. This is just for in case anything goes missing, anything goes wrong, or your passport goes missing, at least we have some sort of details. And last but not least, we have provided you with a Zamzam label. I'm sure those who have traveled before, this is the first thing that you want to do is when you come back to your country or back to Heathrow Airport, you just want to grab your luggage and head out to meet your family members. But the only annoying thing is the Zamzam boxes are all same, so you will have like 250 Zamzam boxes at the airport in one location, and it becomes difficult to identify your Zamzam box. Therefore, we have given you a label. I mean, it's a sticker, it peels off, so don't try to peel this off yet. This is for you to carry to Medina, and when you are flying back from your on your flight, all you can do is peel this off and stick it onto the Zamzam box that you have. The Zamzam box, I know people will ask me this question, so I'll answer this now. You don't need to worry about where you're going to buy the Zamzam box from, or the bottle. 5-litre bottle is allowed within the luggage when you're going to come back, 1 bottle per person. Last time it was 7 riyals for a bottle of Zamzam. I don't know what the price is going to be this year. Hopefully it's the same unless they've increased it. So to round it off, I would say 10 riyals, which works out to be roughly £2.50. And then you will have to buy the Zamzam bottle at the airport. We will show you where the counter is to buy Zamzam bottles. Don't worry, there is plenty of Zamzam water available at the airport. So what else have we sent out to you? I'm not going to put this on, but I'll just show you. It's a scarf for the ladies. This is a complimentary scarf from us. It doesn't mean you have to wear this. It's a spare scarf from us or a gift from us. You can wear this scarf on if you'd like to, but it's not compulsory to wear this. If you like to, it's an optional thing. You can wear these scarf as well. These are for the ladies only, but then obviously ladies are not restricted to what they wear, so they while they're in the ihram, so you're happy to wear anything, i.e. whatever you feel comfortable wearing, you are allowed to wear. Just one thing I would like to mention: if any of the sisters or mothers do niqab or do the full burqa or the niqab, then you need to make sure if you're covering your face, the cloth that is covering your face is not touching your face. It has to have distance from your face. So in that sort of scenario, you have to wear some sort of cap or a baseball cap, so the cloth is not touching your face. That's the conditions of ihram for ladies. Apart from that, shoes, slippers, Crocs, trainers, socks, this is for ladies only, skirts or whatever, long jubbas and abaya on top. It's entirely up to you what you feel comfortable wearing. You're going to wear that, as long as it obviously is in modesty. The next thing we've also sent you is one of these green little bags. What are they for? I don't know, I'm sure most of people have opened this up as well. It's a rucksack bag. So this is just tucked it away very nicely, so it's easier to carry. This rucksack bag, the reason of giving this is for your slippers. So when do you put your slippers on? When you're going to go to do tawaf, or when you go to pray for your normal salahs, or whatever you're going to do umrah. We recommend, obviously we give these out, you can put some snacks in here, some dates in here, some peanuts in there, because obviously when you're going to be spending all day in haram, you'll feel hungry. So these are the reasons we've given this. So you can put your slippers in this, and then also we will show you the Zamzam bottle as well that we're going to give as well. So you can put these, your slippers in this, your books or whatever, XYZ, you can put in here, and obviously you can carry this like this as well. And we recommend you take these to Mina as well, but I will come on to the next point of the Mina journey later on anyway. So we've provided this bag as well. We've given you also a sports bottle, which is a water bottle, and the reason of giving this water bottle is for Zamzam. Those who have previously been would know it's the cooler in Haram are small, compact size coolers, so you can't fit in a plastic bottle. This is why we provide these Zamzam bottles to you, so you can fold these in, put them in. Once they fill them, obviously you can open them, and there's a clasp on there to attach onto your bag as well. We have also provided, some people did message this to say we only have one bag. This messenger bag is for men's only. Obviously it becomes long as well, adjustable straps. These are for the men, because obviously we carry all the money, and obviously the passports and everything. So obviously this just comes on right like this, and then you can have your passports, your phone, and all sorts of things as well in that as well. So that's why we provide this. So your tickets, your passports, so it's everything is one place. So please look after these as well. Just a word of advice: you can write your name on this, and especially I forgot to mention on your bag as well. Right, you can write your name, because when we go to Mina, there's like 50 of these bags, and then we're just looking for each other's bag, thinking where's our bag gone as well. So please make sure you can write your names on these. These things that we've given you are for you to keep. Now it's your choice. If you think you don't need these bags, then that's your choice. You've made that choice of not carrying these things. We recommend you take these anyway, and that's why we've given them. We've also sent out an umbrella. This is obviously most commonly used when we go for Jamarat, because it's very hot. We have to walk that journey from Mina to Jamarat. We will be walking, so that's why we've given you a compact umbrella. If you feel our umbrella is rubbish and you have a better one, we have no issues of you taking another umbrella as well. Or if you want to buy another umbrella from Makkah, you're more than welcome to. Everything is widely available from Makkah as well. They have supermarkets there. You can think of things, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has His blessings there, and He has all those things available in that country anyway, even though if it's a desert, but alhamdulillah everything is provided. Also another thing that we've provided is a little pebble bag. This is obviously for you to store your pebbles. Again, we recommend you carry this. If you feel the need, you don't need it, you can carry in a water bottle when we're going to collect the stone excuse me, from Muzdalifah. Then you can obviously carry the bottles as well. Another thing that we have provided in the package is these tasbih. These are very handy. I think you must travel with these. I can't reiterate how much you can, because when you're going around the tawaf, you tend to forget how many rounds you've done. So this is a very handy gadget, I would call it, or a tasbih, that you can just knock it off and say, oh, I've done tawaf number 1, tawaf number 2, and there's 7 beads on this, and then you'll remember how many tawafs you've done, and you've completed your tawaf round as well. We've also provided with luggage, yes, a pen, and the reason of providing this pen is not for advertisement purposes, but it's provided because you will need these pens when you are going to land into Jeddah, because you have to fill out landing cards, and all of a sudden when the air hostess starts providing these landing cards, these pens become gold mines, and everyone's looking at one another, can you provide us with a pen? So that's why we've given you these pens. So just carry them for the men in the messenger bag as well. We've also provided you with luggage tags. I think we've provided 2 per person or 3 per person. I'm not the one who's packed, but we've provided 2 per person on your main suitcases. And the reason of providing that is obviously you will put your contact details in the inside and close the flap. But then on the outside you can see here it says room number for Makkah and room number for Medina. Who fills that in? When do you fill that in? Inshallah al-Aziz, within the coming days, we, especially for the economy package, and closer to time, we should be able to have the allocated room numbers for the 5-star packages as well. We will provide you your room numbers before you fly out. Okay, so what you need to do is just say, for example, my name is Awais Mustafa, and you would have your room number in Makkah, say 405. So we'll give you your room number, so you know your room number is 405. The advantage of having your room number is when we come off on the buses, you'll be really dehydrated, you'll be really tired, and your luggage is going to be on the top of the bus or in the boot of the bus. We will obviously take the luggage out. As long as your luggage has one of these tags, we know this piece of luggage belongs to room 205. We will help you bring that luggage to your floor. So it takes less time. What we want you to do is just come and check into your rooms. You know your room numbers. All you do, your rooms are going to be all open. As soon as we check in, you just go to your rooms, straight away into your rooms, and leave your luggage downstairs, be it. But that doesn't mean leave your important luggage, i.e. the money, the hand carry you're doing. Take your hand carries with you, but the big boxes, like the big suitcases, leave them at reception, and we will have a team of staff to help you maneuver your luggage as well. If you can, and if you don't mind, you're more than welcome to take your luggage with you. But if you're really tired and you know it's taking time and you want to go to the washing facilities and all sorts, so you can do that as well. So now that was all these things that were provided in the goodie bags. We've discussed the documents in the folder. We've also gone through the ticket holder as well. So the next thing is I've just forgotten to mention these 2 booklets that we also provide. One is how to perform Hajj. I'm sure if you've received your parcel, you've gone through these as well. And the next one is how to perform Umrah. So these 2 books, they are in English. You can go read through them, the basics. They're not really in depth. It's just giving you an overview. So you have to do extra reading. I can't reiterate this much. People tend to go and just say, go and do Hajj, and we've read a book. You please need to make sure you do extra reading on Hajj, because some people on this group would have would follow different sects of Islam, and maybe your sect or your ulama or your scholar or your sheikh has told you to do things differently. We don't have an issue with that you have to do the Hajj the way we're telling you. We will be there to guide you to do the main concepts of Hajj, to say we need to go Mina, Arafat and all that. But then some people might say, okay, we have to do Tawaf before we go to Mina. So I'm not going to discuss that, because then it becomes as a confusion. But then what it is you got to do your own reading as well. Another thing that I've forgot to mention is that we've also sent out an ihram. So these are for the men, 1 ihram per person. If you would like to buy an extra ihram, you're more than welcome to. These are towel-based ihram. They soak up your sweat as well. That's why. So it's not a see-through ihram with the cotton one. It's a see-through one. It becomes see-through with the sweat. So that's why we provide one of these good quality towel ihram. So you receive these ihrams as well, 1 per person. Again, on the back there's some instructions to say what you should do and what you should not do while wearing the ihram, or when you're in the state of ihram as well. So you received one of those per person, per men, an ihram as well. Also, you've received a belt as well. This belt is obviously, I would show you later on, because this is the most frequent question, and I've seen people typing in and asking how to wear obviously the ihram. So inshallah now we will move on to say how to wear the ihram, and then this is the belt that obviously will go around your belly to strap up or hold the ihram, and then obviously put your phones and belongings and some loose change, i.e. some 100 riyals or 200 riyals for you when you're going to go to Mina and Arafat as well, just for, so in case you need to buy something or in an emergency you need some money. So these are for your personal belongings and obviously to hold your ihram for you as well. Again, some men might not need this, because the method of their doing ihram is a bit of a traditional way, so it's more stronger to do the what you call it, the ihram, where they don't need this. But we give this, and it's a recommendation. Obviously you can fit your phone in this as well, because these days that's one of the most important things that people carry when they're going towards Mina and Arafat, and obviously when you're traveling. So phones have become a big necessity for us. So this is, you've received 2 pieces of cloth in your ihram. Obviously I've just opened any one, they're both same size. There's no which one you're going to put on the top or which one you're going to put on the bottom. They're all same pieces or same lengths. This is how I wear my ihram. Okay, so I will just show you how I wear my ihram, and then it doesn't mean that you necessarily need to wear the ihram the way I wear it, but I prefer wearing the ihram this way. Just the one thing I would like to mention here importantly is that people, or men especially, wear the ihram right to the top here. If you can see this, like right here, or sometimes above the knee, which is wrong. So please, this is my only concern, and I have every time when I see, and you will see other people as well, this is my only personal concern, that this is not the right way to ihram, because you have to cover yourself, you need to be modest as well. So please make sure that your ihram is above your ankles. So right now, even though I'm wearing some sort of trousers, this is near enough above my ankle. Then the next thing you need to do, so this is the 2 piece of cloth, you've wrapped yourself inside this, just like this, you've brought yourself in the ihram. What you would do, I normally do this, some people, I'll just quickly show you, some people I think wear it like this, and then they tie a knot on here. They do it the traditional way, but this is how I prefer to do it, and then I would suggest you do this as well. So first of all, bring the right hand side inside here, the right part, and then just tuck it in here, so the whole part of your front is covered, and then you just keep this straight over your belly, and then bring the left one inside, and then make some folds here like this, and that's your ihram, in other words, the bottom part completed. You can turn this over, but remember we've given a belt, so we've given that belt for a purpose or a reason, and we would then, you just put this belt around you, just like this, and then obviously whatever you feel comfortable, depending on your belly size or your weight, you know, so you'd put your belt here, and then you can put your things in here, and then all you do is fold this inside or the outside, and all the way from the back as well. So you just fold this just like this. So once this is folded, and you can see, you can walk. One thing I have forgotten to mention is, before you put that first fold in, right, make sure you have a bit of, keep a stance. So you just, like how we pray, just keep a stance, open your feet a bit wide apart, because if you're going to close your legs just like this and you're going to strap around, then it'll be difficult of you moving around and walking. Now you can see I'm freely able to walk or take a step ahead, but if you're going to go closely, then you'll probably walk like this. So please make sure you have a bit of a stance in you. Again, on the packages, if you have difficulties wearing ihram, there will be obviously people who have traveled before on Hajj and Umrah, they'll be able to help you. If not, there will be other people traveling from different groups, they are more than well happy to help you. If you're flying on the same flight as me, then obviously I'll be on hand after security for you, to help you put your ihram on for the Umrah ihram. Obviously, by the time you do your Hajj ihram, you'll be an expert anyway. Another thing I would like to mention here is, people will ask, where do we wear the ihram? That's the most frequently asked questions. Where do I wear this ihram? But let me just quickly show you how to wear the top part of the ihram, and then we'll talk about where to wear the ihram, and then we'll make that decision again. So this is again the second part of the ihram for you. Again, it's the same size, same cloth. Because you're traveling and you're not doing umrah, there's no specific way at the moment to wear this piece of cloth. So all I tend to do is just wrap this around like a sheet, and then I cover myself just like this. And then here we are, the ihram is ready. We have completed the ihram, and we have completed the right method of wearing ihram. Just a note reminder that make sure your ihram, the bottom part is not way above, on showing a lot of your leg. Just above the ankle is perfect, and then you cover yourself as well. It becomes difficult, so please, for men especially, try to cover your body parts, be your arm, your hands, and just try to be as protective as possible as you can. I would also recommend, I know this is going to be the most frequently asked question, what kind of slippers? This is me again. If your school of thought tells you something differently, that you're allowed to wear this and that, that's fine, I don't have an issue. But the basic is that your slippers has to be like this. This is the slipper I wear, I recommend, I feel comfortable in. If you haven't purchased your slipper, I recommend you buy them now. You start wearing them now in the house, outdoors, so you feel comfortable. You don't get the blisters when you wear it on the day of traveling. Okay, another thing I would recommend here is that let's just talk about this now anyway. So where do you wear your ihram? Where you will wear your ihram is, I would recommend, is at the airport. So you have three options. You can wear the ihram from home before you leave to the airport. Then the second option is you will wear your ihram after security. Remember not to put your ihram in your main luggage check-in. You have to carry your ihram in your hand carry regardless. So you can wear the ihram after security, where there's praying facilities, ihram changing facilities provided at the terminal. You can wear it there. And then the last option is for you to wear it on the plane. You make that decision where you feel comfortable wearing the ihram. Home, airport or plane. But you have three options. And then the last thing I would like to mention here is obviously when we have reached Makkah, in case you are doing Umrah on your own and you're not with us or you're not with a group, I did mention obviously you have to wear your ihram like this, but this is for traveling purposes only. But when you are doing your tawaf, you have to have the ihram like this, i.e. your right shoulder. Obviously it's not exposed because I'm wearing a shirt right now, but obviously underneath I'm not going to be wearing anything, so this is my right shoulder being exposed, and all the way at the back has to be exposed, this arm here. The left arm obviously is being covered. So please, and then you can help one another to tuck your ihram in, and this is the correct method of wearing ihram. If you have any issues wearing the ihram on, putting the ihram on, there's nothing to be worried about. Try the ihram. This is what I would say. You know, if you haven't liked my method, no problem. There's plenty of videos available on YouTube. You can watch them, but try wearing the ihram before you travel. Don't try on the day, please. If you're going to try on the day, you're going to panic, and you know, it's just not a nice feeling. So you get comfortable. Even if you just put the ihram on at home and just wear it on for a day, like a few, sorry, not a day all day, but I mean, but try it on for 5-10 minutes, take it off again, right, and then try it on again, please. Because remember, just the stance that you have to take, which I forgot to mention, so you're not like a penguin when you're walking, is difficult. So it's a very easy, simple process. I'll just quickly show you again. You hold the ihram like this, tuck one in, tuck the other side in, there, and then you fold this out, and your ihram, the bottom part is the most difficult for some people, and it's there. Some people panic, oh, is it going to come off? Because I went with a friend of mine for Umrah, and he was worried it's going to come off. I said, it's never going to come off, as long as you wear it tightly. Even if you don't have the belt on, it's not going to come off, but you need the belt for obviously your personal belongings as well. So that's the method of wearing ihram. Now, so that subject has been completed for myself. It's a tick list of my things to discuss with you today. The next thing is obviously the main part is meeting at the airport. So how are we meeting at the UK airports, i.e. Manchester and the Heathrow airport? So inshallah al-Aziz, me personally and my team, Nabil, Hafiz and Sister Amara and Kamran, we will be at the airport for each flight. The Heathrow flight, I'm talking about, we will be there 4 hours before your flight time. So we recommend you come for 3 hours before flight time. It's the best time because it's a Hajj flight, as I mentioned. It's not a normal that you're flying to Europe. You can check in before 1 hour before. There's a lot of load. The Saudi authorities request extra documentation checks by the airlines. So sometimes check-in becomes a bit of a delay. So please, to avoid, because you've started this journey. So 1 hour before arriving at the airport, 2 hours before at the airport, if you arrive, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference to your lifestyle or your day, because your journey has already started. Your journey has already begun, because you've now started giving me or us your time, i.e. from today, you'll be spending 3 hours out of your own time to learn about this journey. So please make sure you arrive 3 to 4 hours. This is our recommended time. We'll be there 4 hours before flight time, but you come at least 3 to 4 hours before flight time. The next thing is where we're going to meet at the Heathrow Airport. So I'm going to first cover Heathrow Airport, then I will talk about the Manchester Airport as well, so the Manchester group doesn't feel left out. We're going to meet Zone F for Saudi Arabia Airline. So if you're flying on a Saudi flight from Heathrow, you're meeting us at Zone F. Inshallah Aziz, on the day, we will also send you our location on WhatsApp as well, to where we're meeting as well. And then also in the Manchester Airport flight, we're going to meet also our representatives, Javed from Manchester office and Sharifa maybe will be available to help you check in at the Manchester Airport as well. So they will be there for assistance as well. Inshallah, just now from our last year video at the Hajj terminal, at the Heathrow terminal, we will just share a video and it's going to come up shortly on your screens, which you can see. This was our last year video. So we had a small setup of stall setup, basically where people who had leftover things or they wanted to come see us, and your family members wanted to obviously come and see you. So we'll provide, we will have a stall set up there, which you're viewing right now on the video, on your live feed as well. And this is going to be us somewhere around Zone F for the Saudi airline. This is 100% sure that this is video that you're seeing right now is for Zone F Saudi airline flight. For BA, obviously we will move once we're on the day. We will send you videos of the location and the zones on the day as well. So inshallah we'll be there way before you guys as well, inshallah. Also, if you tend to get there before us, right, and how we're going to do the checking and all that sorts of thing, you're more than welcome to check in. So don't wait for us. If you get there 5 hours before us and the check-in time, the check-in counters are open, you don't need to wait for me personally and say, oh Brother Awais, where are you? You go there, check in, and then you can wait for us and see us before you go, so we can tick you off the list. We'll have a list of people, we know who's going on which flight, so we can check you in personally to know that you have been. So if you come early, that's the thing to do. If you're coming a bit late, but then obviously we will know that you've seen us, you've told us you're here, you've boarded or you've gone back, you've checked your luggage in, and then obviously go through security and start boarding yourself, obviously because you need to wear your ihram as well. You might need to change ihram, so you need plenty of time. Remember this, my recommendation, I would highly recommend 4 hours before, because the men have to change their ihram. The ihram facility is not like a big mosque inside. The washing facilities become busy. There might be 3-4 flights leaving on the day near enough to our time to Makkah or to Jeddah or Medina, to Jeddah especially. So there might the washing facilities and the praying facilities might be jam-packed, where you might have to spend 45 minutes just changing your ihram. So please, recommendation is 4 hours. If you think you can make it within 2 hours, then it's your risk, your choice, and it's your flight and it's your Hajj again. Now, luggage wise, most people ask this question, but before that I will talk about what to take, what to pack. That's the most common question. What do you need in there? For men, I would suggest is that I'm sure you have a few jubbas as well. I would recommend taking some tracksuit bottoms to make yourself feel comfortable. Trainers if you can, or walking shoes. This is for the day of Jamarat obviously, so take 2 pair of trainers or walking shoes, whatever you feel comfortable in. If you feel comfortable in walking slippers, then obviously take slippers. Obviously I've mentioned the walking to Jamarat. It doesn't mean that you're allowed to wear in your ihram. This is for the second two following days after ihram, so you need walking shoes. Then obviously clothes wise, the jubbas are very reasonably priced, available near our hotels, even the 5-star and the economy hotel. A jubba will probably cost you 45 riyals, which works out to be £5 to £6 a jubba. So it's good to spend in Makkah. That's one more thing. Yes, everything's included in the package. What money to take, I will come on to that as well. But it's good, you get sawab of spending in Makkah. So please try to spend like a king in Makkah. It doesn't mean, I'm not telling you to say go and spend £10,000 there, but whatever is your means of your budget, spend and give a lot of charity. We'll come on to that next topic as well in a minute. So jubbas are easily available in Makkah. Laundry is included in this package, so you don't have to worry about where you're going to get your clothes washed. Laundry is provided not by the hotel, it's our third party supplier. So we would tell you where to leave your laundry in a bag with your room numbers. They will come collect. The only recommendation is please try not to put your socks in there, because you've got to understand there's like thousands of people's laundry this guy is doing. He's not only doing Noori Travel's laundry, because obviously he's there to do, he's a laundrette, so he might easily lose your jubba as well. If your stuff is lost, we're not responsible, but it rarely happens, but it will happen, I can assure you this. So if you're buying cheap jubbas, and same for the ladies, I mean, if you're buying cheap clothes, so what we recommend is loose cotton clothes from Primark. You can get these long skirts, whatever. You know the clothing better, and your jubbas, your buyers, if you buy them cheap, if even God forbid you lose these, you're not worried that I lost £100 worth of jubba. It's only £1 to £3 or £5 to £10 arguments, because I don't know the exact price, sorry to say, with ladies dressing, but I'm sure it's £5 to £10 from Primark or H&M or whatever you normally shop from. It doesn't mean I'm restricting you to taking from the best of your garments, because you're going to the best of your places. You're going to, inshallah, will be going to one of the best courtyards of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. So obviously you need to be dressed your best, but in this sometimes it doesn't mean best means spending a fortune on a pair of clothes, but it means dress best. Best dressing means clean, nice, smelling with nice oud or perfume as well. So that's what you should take. In regards to, I won't go into the detail what to take, but these are the basic things people ask me. How many clothes should we take? That's one more question. How many pair of abayas or how many pair of jubbas we should take? I would recommend you take your basic toiletries from here, your toothbrush, your perfumes, your whatever XYZ, but you can buy your clothes from there. They're not really expensive, they're cheap. Just take 2-3 jubbas that you have now, so you travel light. It's less headache because you're going to be in your ihram. For me personally, there's 2 days which I struggle physically in the past years of traveling. It's the day when we travel from Heathrow Airport to doing Umrah. That's the hardest day, and the day of Hajj, which I will talk to you in Makkah about. These are 2 physical tiring days, so it takes a lot of you emotionally, physically. You need to be strong, you need to hydrate yourself, look after one another. It doesn't mean that if I don't know you as a family member, you don't know them as a family member, but they're part of your group. We're Muslims, we need to be united. This is where we lose. We don't get united, we lose our connection with one another. So look after one another. It doesn't mean you look after the whole group, but if someone's sitting next to you, offer them some sweets, some energy tablets, Lucozade tablets. There's these quick energy syrups that are available, widely available in the market. Take few of them. Medication wise, you know your medication, your problem, you know what problems you have. Carry your medications with you. If you have severe heart problems or any sort of heart condition or any severe medical condition, please carry and take your medical history with you. This is vital. In case, God forbid, anything happens to you, at least then we are on hand. We can show it to the doctors. This is what you've been treated for. These are the medications you're taking. So the doctors in Saudi Arabia can follow everything up accordingly to your medical needs. Now, medical needs is, in case something happens to you, emergency vehicles, i.e. ambulances, are widely available. They come on time, but then again, you've got to understand they are catering for 2 to 3 million people. So sometimes medical does arrive late, i.e. the ambulances, but there's hospital around the corner from Haram Sharif, and there's main hospitals within the vicinity of Makkah. If anything, God forbid, happens to you, inshallah, we will be taking you, and we will guide you, and we will also maybe travel with you to the hospital, take you to the hospital, and obviously help you in those means as well. In regards to the weight, this is the most frequently asked question every year, and we ask this question answer this question every time. One person is allowed 40 6 kgs per person. This is what you're going to check in. Okay. However, this 46 kg splits into 2 baggage. So 2 suitcases, 23 kg one, 23 kg another suitcases. So 2 suitcases which are 23 kgs each. Then on top of that, you're allowed 7 kg hand carry, which is your trolley, which you're going to take on the plane with you. So altogether 46 kg per person and 7 kgs in hand, which you're going to drag with you in the plane. So inshallah Luziz, moving forward, once we have obviously boarded the plane, we've got our ihram on, we're on the plane, we've had our food, our meal in the plane. Depending if you're on an early morning flight, then obviously they provide you breakfast. If you're in the evening, then it's dinner, and so on forth. Then inshallah these 5 to 6 hours, depending on what route the plane takes, we land at Jeddah airport. Now this is where everything changes, like how smooth your journey was or your experience was at the Heathrow airport. Everything kind of goes upside down once you land at Jeddah airport. I'm sure those who are watching are laughing or smiling because you know how bad the wait is at Jeddah airport, or if you've been for Hajj at the Hajj terminal, it's absolutely chaos. Because every minute there's a flight landing, and those flight landing from all parts of the world, you know, from Africa, from Pakistan, from subcontinents, from Far East, from Australia, from the UK will be flying in. So they manage it really well, but expect a long day. This is where I said to you that this is the physical day. The hardest day for me is when we travel into Jeddah airport as well. The first day is the hardest and the Hajj day is hardest. So expect a long day. Register this into your minds that it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a lot of mismanagement by the Saudi authorities. They take a lot of time. Even immigration could take up to 3 hours. Just immigration. So by the time you come off the plane, you will be put into a waiting area. Once you're in the waiting area, you will be waiting in that lounge for 3 hours. Why? Because they don't want you to wait at the immigration counter, because immigration counter is congested with flights. Therefore you're waiting. Please, I know you will ask me this question, what is the delay? What are we waiting for? You're going to ask Sister Amara what we're waiting for. You're going to ask Brother Kamran what you're waiting for. What we're waiting for is for the immigration counters to be less congested, as in free up, and then it'll be our turn. So what they do is, and if a flight landed from, just say, you know, Pakistan or India, they have priority over us, so they will be cleared first, and then the second is our turn. So it's a queue system. Once the immigration has been completed, you know, then we will move on. However, I would recommend, if we're there for 3 hours, I don't expect you to sit on a chair for 3 hours. Obviously you would need to use the washing facilities, you probably need to buy something, you need to probably eat something, so carry some loose change with you. There are less facilities available for eating at the Hajj terminal. However, remember the Hajj terminal is huge, it's humongous, and everything is same. So that's one problem that we have at the Hajj terminal with Hujjaj, to keep them together. So if you're going to go to the washing facilities, inform me. If I'm not available, I'm probably doing some admin work for you. Inform your family member. If you're traveling alone, inform someone to say, brother, I'm part of your group. I am going to go to the washing facilities. Don't leave me behind. Wait for me. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. If it's praying time, depending on your flight, say you landed for Zohar time, go do your prayers. But please, before you go, let us know, because we don't even know when our turn will come. Maybe you're going to pray and it's our turn, and then all group will move and you're left behind. But at least we are aware that you're not available, you're not with us at the group, so we need to wait for you. I would wait for you. The group leader, whoever's leading you, is going to wait for you. So that is very important, that you need, if you're going to leave anywhere in the Hajj terminal, you need to inform us. This is the only time I want everyone to be together as a group, as a family member, and this is the only bad thing with traveling with group. You have to stick with us. Apart from that, when you're in Mecca, you've settled down on the first day, you go to do tawaf, you go to do umrah, you go to do your prayers. You don't have to go as a group. You go alone, you go with your family members. That's your choice. You will be left on your own kind of thing. It's to your own accord. It doesn't mean we'll forget about you, but you will do your own thing in your own time. It's coming up to 8:20-ish, so we'll just quickly move on to the next part of Once we have cleared onto the Hajj once we have obviously cleared the Hajj terminal, we've collected our luggage, then we will go towards the arrival center, where we will go to the buses towards Makkah al-Mukarramah. From the Hajj terminal or the Jeddah terminal to Makkah is normally an hour's drive. However, being Hajj and being in a bus, it's going to take the speeds are restricted from what they can drive. The buses are restricted with the speed 40 to 50 miles per hour. It's obviously for health and safety, to cause less accidents on the road. So the journey could become 3 hours from Makkah to from Jeddah to Makkah could be 3 hour journey, because in between this journey we have to do some checkpoints. So we'll have to stop at the welcome center, then we'll stop at another center where they'll give us some zamzam, some dates. The driver has to obviously do a count to say this is how many people I've brought on the bus, i.e. 45. Then they will come, the Saudi authorities will come and make sure there's 45 people on there. It's the most annoying part of this journey, but it's a system that's been put in place by the government and they have it for a reason. We have to comply with it. So please just be patient, relax. I know there will be people with diabetes, some blood pressure. So please, it's difficult to control yourself when you're diabetic and your anger, especially if you've got blood pressure. So please try to stay calm. Where are we going again? We're going for Hajj. We're going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's house. What you should be doing most of the time, reading Labbaik. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. If you're tired of reciting that, read astaghfar, because this is the best of things to read. Astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli dhanbin wa atubu ilayh. Read that. Read la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-ali al-azim. Read subhanallah wa bihamdihi subhanallah al-azim. Praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's called you, He's put you into a difficulty, because obviously you're not liking this journey where you want to go to Makkah and you can't, but things are holding you up. So praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take you out of that difficulty and make that bus journey of yours or the traveling of yours as smooth as possible as well. So once we arrive in obviously Makkah, inshallah Aziz, then we will have told you already before you arrive into Makkah your room numbers. Your rooms will be already open. So if your room is 204, you go into your room, you can relax, use the washing facilities, rest for a bit, whatever you got to do. And your luggage, you need to bring that upstairs with you. Obviously, if it's taking time, we will recommend you go into your rooms and we will bring your luggage. All our team of members will bring your luggage on your floor, not into a room, onto your floor. So if yours 205, we will bring your luggage on 205 for you. So this is how things going to work in Makkah for us. So once we have checked into Makkah, into our hotels, here we as a group, we need to decide how we're going to do Umrah. So we recommend take an hour, 2 hours break depending on how long the stay was at the airport. So these 2 hours we resting. However, you're not restricted. You don't have to rest. If you think, okay, you've got the energy, you've done Umrah before, you've done Hajj before, you know your locations, you as a family member want to go do Umrah, just let us know that, sir, we're going to do Umrah, we'll be fine with it. If it's your first time doing Umrah, if it's your first time doing Hajj, and you want to do it as a group with whoever you're traveling on that flight, because this is the first thing we have to do is Umrah when we land there. Then we will set a time to say after 2 hours, because we've just got into the hotel, say 8 p.m. argument's sake, 10 o'clock, inshallah Aziz, we expect everyone to be at reception who wants to do Umrah together, and we will go as a group to do Umrah, inshallah. One thing to remind here, because of the amount of people and the rush around Tawaf, it becomes impossible to do Umrah or the Tawaf together. Some people do get lost because you get pushed, some people walk slowly, and you don't do this on purpose, but you get pushed to the front of the crowd and then we kind of separate from one another. If that happens, that the group breaks up and we separate from one another, don't worry, just complete your Umrah. Inshallah Aziz, I will briefly discuss Umrah as well, but let's just finalize all the logistics of this. And then again, the Makkah stay. So when we are in Makkah, don't worry that, we've only had one seminar, when are we going to discuss the Hajj journey, when are we going to do all the other parts. Inshallah Aziz, we will have regular meetings and seminars in Makkah. We will be available after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, for those on the economy package. So your package is obviously breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's a full board package if you're in the economy hotel. If you are on the, obviously in the 5-star hotel, then breakfast and dinner is only included. It's a half board. So any questions you will ask us, you will be able to see us inshallah every other day. We will be available. One of our representatives will always be available for you to speak to. If we can't speak to you because we are busy with some admin work, or looking after a Hujjaj who has fallen ill, or we've taken him to hospital, you will always have us available on WhatsApp. Send us a message to say, look, I've fallen ill, or I want this done, or this has gone wrong for me. What do I do? You need any medical advice? We have got some doctors on available within our group who have voluntarily said we are happy to help. But obviously they're not going there to help one another, but they're there for Hajj as well. So if they're there to help, that's good. If not, obviously we will have doctors available in the surgeries and in the clinics, set up the pop-up clinics that are provided by the government, so we can take you to those doctors. If you need any Islamical advice, any problem or anything wrong that's gone, you can ask us those questions. We will be able to get you an answer straight away, inshallah, on that as well. So we are going to be with you. Don't panic, because most of the people who have previously been, or you've heard horror stories that these travel agents run away, we don't run away. We are going to, from the day I fly out with you, if Allah obviously gives me the life to travel all the way and come back home safely, I will do that with that flight I'm going into. But then again, for the whole 155 of us who are flying from different flights, inshallah Aziz, I will be with you throughout your Hajj journey, meaning Makkah, from Makkah to Mina, Mina to Arafat, Arafat to Muzdalifah, Muzdalifah to Jamrat, Jamrat to Makkah, then back from Makkah to Mina again, and the whole Hajj journey, one of us will be always with you. So there's a team of 4 or 5 people who will be always be with you. But just in case I'll go missing, don't say I went disappeared, because I probably was somewhere else anyway, busy. So we will have regular meetings and seminars in Makkah as well, inshallah. These I won't discuss the Hajj process in detail right now, but we will do this seminar inshallah in Makkah as well, where we will talk about the whole Hajj journey there as well. Also, when we will have these Hajj seminars, or when we're going to Mina, when we're going to Medina, obviously I understand some of you guys might switch off from your phones and not have the WhatsApp. People will just want to disconnect from the world away, and they just want to focus on what it's there for. However, we still use the traditional method of putting up information and updates in the lifts. So in your hotel, for the economy guys, and obviously for the 5-star, we're not allowed to put any information out there onto the hotel walls. So what we will be doing is with you guys, we will be communicating this through WhatsApp for the 5-star people. And when we come to see you to collect your laundry, or when we see you in person, we will obviously still inform you about these seminars. But for the economy packages, in your hotel, in your lifts, on your floor, we will give out information to say, today after dinner we have a seminar. Most of our seminars we conduct them after dinner. The reason being is obviously then there's no break. It doesn't interrupt your prayers, Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and then after Isha normally these seminars are conducted for 1 hour. It doesn't mean that we're going to be restricted for time. If people have more questions, you can carry on asking those questions. We can go up to 2 hours, 3 hours seminar. But in the past experience, we have these seminars for 1 hour only, and we cover everything in detail in the seminar as well. Again, I have discussed this, but it's on my list again because I've jumped that part. The hotels, food, obviously I've mentioned economy, breakfast, lunch, dinner is included. For 5-star, it's half board, meaning breakfast and dinner is included in your package. And then one important part I would like to mention, that if you're sharing a room, this is really important, because we have these issues every year. Because when you're sharing a room with someone, you have to respect the other people, i.e. because some people will go and spend all day in haram, i.e. from Fajr to Isha. But when they come back from Isha, when they prayed the Isha and they come back, they will be really tired, so they want to get some sleep. Whereas you probably just gone and prayed Isha and come back. When you walk into the room, try to keep your noise at a minimum, try not to disturb one another. Your washing facilities, try to leave in a clean condition if you can. Obviously the rooms will be cleaned, so if you need your rooms clean, you need to inform reception. For your 5-star hotels and economy, you don't need to inform us to say your rooms need cleaning. It's the hotel's responsibility to clean your rooms. You inform the hotel guys when you go to pray, say room 304 needs cleaning, can you please obviously clean your rooms. Those who are in the 5-star obviously can ring the bell on reception and ask those rooms to be cleaned as well. Another thing is, if obviously they're not cleaning your rooms, the hotels, then you obviously do bring this to our attention, and we'll take this up with the management to say, look, this guy has been complaining for the past 3 days. He's saying that his room's not clean, and why has this room not clean? Then obviously we take that up with the management as well. For those who are room sharing, please make sure you leave your keys in reception. So for example, if I'm sharing with another 2 brothers and I'm the last one to leave the room, which we have mutually agreed on, then I need to make sure I leave the keys at reception, because when I've left the hotel room and those 2 brothers have come back from prayer and I've got the keys in my pocket in haram, these guys want to go to sleep, it becomes really difficult and it's not fair on them as well. So please try to get along with one another, right? Respect one another, because you know, it's, yes, we're going to be part of a Hajj journey, but these are the most common things that happen there from our experience. So I'm trying to bring this to your attention before we fly, so we don't have these problems. We are all grown-up people who are traveling on this journey. We're not kids, but unfortunately people do have miscommunication and mishaps between amongst their room members. So please try to avoid these things, you know, for the sake of this journey. And again, you're not stuck with them for life. It's only 4 to 5 days of a journey, like in each city or each location. But trust me, you will enjoy this journey. But why? Because you will get along with one another as well. Most of the time, 90% of the time, people do get along with one another. It's just that 10% they don't. So please, if you're not getting along with someone, try to ignore it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Try to ignore it, take this negativity out of your mind and see the purpose you're there for. You're there for Hajj. That is what your journey is for. So you need to please make sure that your goal is Hajj. It's not to please one another. It's not to please us. Our journey, our aim is not to please you kind of thing. We're there for Hajj. So your purpose is to complete your Hajj. That's what you're there for. Your aim, your achievement is to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness. That's what you're there for. You're not there to fight with one another or have an argument. So I'm just going to quickly wind that argument page up of room sharing. Just that most important part we have is leaving the keys in reception. Please, even if you by mistake you left the room keys in your pocket and you've left the hotel, please come back and put them back in the reception. Because imagine you've come back from a tiring tawaf and you're really tired, you want to get some sleep, you've come to your reception and you don't have the keys. It's really annoying, and I would find that annoying as well. So moving on to a brief method of how to do Umrah, inshallah al-Aziz. So what we need, so how we're going to do Umrah, let's just forget all the logistic parts that I've told you to say where we're going to wear our ihram and XYZ, and how we're going to get to Makkah. So I'm just going to now basically talk about Umrah only. So for us to complete Umrah, obviously we need to have ihram, put ihram on. The next thing is obviously to make the intention of Umrah, and obviously we need to cross the border of Miqat. All these 3 things need to happen for us to obviously be in a state of ready to do Umrah, or the state of doing Umrah. Then obviously finally we land, get into Makkah, and then we do the tawaf. So we put our ihram on at the airport, on the plane, either way. Then on the plane they will announce 45 minutes before landing that we are about to pass Miqat. They do this on the Saudi Airways, British Airways, they will do it as well. But in case they both forget to do it on the Saudi airline and they forget to do it on the British Airways announcement, the pilot or the purser forgets to announce to say the Miqat is about to come, you need to remember 45 minutes before landing, or even an hour before landing, I would suggest, do your niyat. And the niyat is obviously written in the book, and it is simple. Allahumma inni uridu al-umrata fayassirha li wa taqabbalaha minni. It doesn't matter if you can't read Arabic, you just need to know the niyat, or you make the intention, Ya Allah, I'm going for Umrah, please accept this Umrah. I make the intention of doing Umrah, please accept this Umrah. You can do it in Urdu, you can do it in English, you can do it in your own language. It's the heart intention that you're going to do Umrah. But remember, once you've done this niyah, that means everything, all these conditions that impose on you to do when you're wearing the ihram, now implies on you. Even though you are wearing the ihram from the airport or from home or on the plane, that was a normal clothing to you. There's no imposition of anything to say you're in the state of ihram. Once you make the intention, then everything imposes on you, i.e. you're not allowed to trim your nails, you're not allowed to scratch, you're not allowed to fight. All those things that are mentioned in the book applies onto you as a person who's going to do Umrah. It's the same for the ladies as well. Once you've done your ihram, you put your ihram on, you pray 2 rakat nafil, and then inshallah Aziz, once you pass miqat, we land again at the airport, at the Jeddah airport. We go to Makkah. Once we're in Makkah, we've checked in. Now we need to go as a group or individually to do tawaf. Now this is something very important for those who are going to Saudi Arabia for the very first time. They've never been in their life. They've just taken this huge step of doing Umrah and Hajj all together in one. It's a great experience for you. You need to cherish this moment that I'm just going to talk about. And even if you went, just say, be it in Ramadan or even just a few months ago to do Umrah, you would agree with me right there, sitting there, that when you go after a while and you see the Kaaba for the first time, it's a hair-raising moment on the back of your neck. It brings shivers down you. What I said earlier on at the beginning of the seminar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows you His power. He will show you His jalal. And this is when I believe, I experience this myself every year I go, or every time I go to see the Kaaba after a few months of break or a year's worth of break, that when you will raise your eyes to see the Kaaba for the first time, it will bring shivers down you. You will be dumbstruck. You won't be able to say what hit you. So these are the du'as, like I mentioned to you, that when we're going to go for the first time, you need to remember. They say that this is the best of du'as to make. Ya Allah, make me du'a mustajab. So they say that whenever you lay your first eye on the Kaaba, it becomes accepted. So now obviously we have plenty of du'as to make. The give me wealth, give me health, whatever you have, those du'as. But you need to stand there, and when you raise your eyes to face the Kaaba for the first time, please make sure you say this dua, Ya Allah, make me du'a mustajab. That means every dua I make here, please accept it. So you don't have to say it in the Arabic way, the mustajab one, but in English you can say, Ya Allah, every dua I make, accept it. And then inshallah every dua you will make will be accepted. So you need to cherish this moment. That means, how do you cherish this moment? When you walk towards the mosque or the Haram Sharif from your hotel, lower your gaze, keep on looking down, keep on looking down, keep on looking down. Even when you get into the mosque, keep looking down the staircases, keep on looking down till you're in the courtyard of the Haram Sharif. When you know the Kaaba is in front of you, raise your eyes. As soon as you raise your eyes, raise your hands, say Allah. Naturally you will say Allahu Akbar, and you will have tears flowing down your eyes. I can guarantee you this. If you are a hard person to cry, or a woman that hardly cries, tremble your voice. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, du'a mustajab. Ask for forgiveness, make du'as. Stand there for 5-10 minutes. Make that du'a. Once you have made that du'a, then you need to recite 2 rakat nafil for the Tahiyyatul Masjid, and after that you need to start your tawaf. How you would start your tawaf is obviously then you would cover yourself, uncover your arm. This is for the men only, like I showed to you when you're wearing the ihram. Your right arm will come out here, and then you will have the top part of your ihram and the bottom part of your ihram on you. You would start from the Hajr Aswad, which is the black stone. Obviously you don't have to be in line of the stone, but you can see there's green lights around. Only one place in the Sahan or the courtyard of the Kaaba. That's your starting point. So you start from there, and you're going to be facing towards the left, and you read Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, and you obviously pretend, or you mimic that you're kissing the stone. And the reason being is, obviously, one, because of the busyness or the rush, you won't get a chance to kiss the stone. And the other thing is, obviously, the stone has a lot of fragrance on it, therefore you're not allowed to obviously kiss the stone for that purpose. And also, when you're doing tawaf and in ihram and you're doing umrah, you are not allowed to touch the Ghilaf Kaaba, because Ghilaf Kaaba also has a lot of fragrance on it. So avoid this. Even you get one of the best chances to hold the Ghilaf Kaaba, stay away from it on that purpose. Yes, it's your wish to touch the Kaaba, Ghilaf Kaaba. Inshallah Aziz, when we're there in Makkah, I will personally take you to touch the Ghilaf Kaaba or touch the wall of the Kaaba on a private tour. We do this, I will take you myself after one of the seminars at a later date, i.e. 1 o'clock. We do organize these small sessions of where I take people myself closer to the Kaaba to touch the Kaaba wall or the door if possible. So that's going to come at a later stage. So what you would do is start from the green light, i.e. the Hajr Aswad, and go anti-clockwise and complete your round. When you're walking, you will come towards the Kaaba door, then after that Maqam Ibrahim, then after that there's another corner, then another corner, then you would come to the corner of Rukn Shami, where you have to read Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhab an-nar. That corner is before the Hajr Aswad. So from that Hajr Aswad corner to the Rukn Shami, which is facing towards Syria, you read Rabbana atina fid dunya in that line as well. And then once you reach the green light again, that is round number 1 completed. You need to make sure you carry those tasbih that I just talked about, which we've given you. So you make number 1 that you've completed round number 1. Same way, round number 2, round number 3, round number 4, round number 5, 6 and 7. Once you have completed all your 7 rounds, you then need to obviously read 2 rakat nafil at Maqam Ibrahim. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go as close as possible to Maqam Ibrahim, because it will become impossible for you to become close to Maqam Ibrahim. You have to be in line of Maqam Ibrahim. So even if it's far away from you, or you're not in front of it, you're in a different direction, i.e. it's at an angle, it doesn't matter, you are still in the vicinity of Maqam Ibrahim, and please recite your 2 rakat nafil there. Then what you need to do is, you need to come between multazim, which is the gap between the black stone, which is Hajr Aswad, and the door of Kaaba. You need to stand in line again, not next to the door, but in line of it, and ask for dua. Here, this is the place where du'as are accepted. So never a dua is rejected here. So even when you're going there for on a normal day, to after prayers, or if you're doing tawaf, stand in line of that area between the Kaaba door and the Hajr Aswad. It's a small little 2 blocks of bricks in between. Stand there and make dua. Supplicate there, cry. If you can't cry, pretend you're going to cry. Just tremble your voice and say you are crying. Act as if you're crying. Doesn't matter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you don't know which act of yours Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to like to forgive you from all your sins. Once you've made that dua, drink Zamzam. Again, Zamzam, they've moved the Zamzam coolers from that corner, so you have to go to the back. It is a bit busy out there on that area, because everyone's trying to pray closer to Maqam Ibrahim, and even behind where the tawaf finishes, there's a lot of rush. So take your time, there's no rush. It's not like you have to wake up 6 in the morning the next day to go to work. You just need to pray, obviously Fajr in that time anyway. So just take your time, relax and stuff like this. And then obviously once you've drank Zamzam, drink as much as possible as Zamzam as you can. And then after that, once you've done drank a lot of Zamzam, just behind you, where you're going to be drinking Zamzam after Maqam Ibrahim, there are big signs to say Sa'i this way, or Sa'i this way, and there's a big arrow. If you don't know it, ask anyone where Sa'i is, how to go to Sa'i, which is Safa and Marwa. It's a very easy location. You go towards Sa'i, and then you start your Sa'i from Safa. Once you're at Safa, you face the Kaaba, you make a small supplication, and then you'd go towards Marwa. So from Safa to Marwa is 1 round, and then from Marwa to Safa again is 2 rounds. So once you go this way and you go from the other direction back, that's 2 rounds done. In between those 2 rounds, you've probably seen on pictures, or if you've been before, you know this, there's green lights, which is where the men have to obviously walk fast or jog. But if it's busy, please don't try to do this and start pushing people to run, because Hajj time, it does become busy. So just try to walk a bit fast, or walk a bit fast, or faster your pace. That's what I mean. For ladies, you don't have to run. I've seen ladies run there, but you don't have to run. It's the act that was done by the lady, and it was liked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us to carry this act out till the day of Qiyamah. So the men have to obviously jog or run a bit fast to complete those green lights of the path. But once you're starting from Safa, you're going to Marwa, you're going to stand at Marwa, and you don't have to go all the way around to Marwa or climb the mountain of Marwa. All that block at the end on both sides is part of the mountain. but you don't see the physical mountain now because they've just demolished it according to the needs of obviously this day and age. So we will be obviously standing in Marwa and Safa and doing our du'as. So again, recap, start from Safa, Marwa 1 round, Marwa to Safa 2 rounds, Safa to Marwa again 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5, 6, and then again Marwa will be the 7th round at the end. Once you have completed this with your family members or with us in the group, the next step is to obviously trim our hair, shave our head, or for the ladies obviously trim their hair as well. Now how and where we're going to cut the hair, obviously we leave the mosque, we go back towards our hotel. As soon as you will be going back towards your hotel, there will be people who will realize you've just completed your umrah. They will come to you and say, do you want to have a haircut? You will say yes, and they will take you to their shop as well. So once you go to the shop, you can have your hair trimmed or cut your hair. Remember, this is important. The men or the mahram, men or mahram, I'll say this for a reason, because if it's me alone traveling, I don't have any mahram, then I will obviously shave my hair off or trim it, whatever is your choice. But if I'm traveling, say i.e. with my mum, my sister or my wife, then the men has to first cut the hair and the mahram has to cut the lady's hair only. Please try not to do this at the shop. Just borrow the scissors from the hairdressers and cut it, because at the end of the day there's a lot of men in that area, and again the ladies exposing, obviously trying to pull the hair out. It's not a nice thing to do, and obviously there's a lot of ghair mahram there, so it's not allowed anyway. So what to do is you can go back to your hotel, carry yourself, take scissors with you. If not, from the shop there, which is next to our hotel, especially in the economy hotel, you can borrow the scissors for 2 minutes from the hairdressers, take the ladies in the room, trim their hair, and that is done. If, for example, once a lady has come out of her ihram, she can then cut someone else's hair, i.e. her own mahram. So say if I have trimmed my mum's hair, and my sister, I've gone away to do something else, and my sister hasn't come out of ihram, or she's come late from umrah, then because my mum is out of her ihram, my mum can then trim my sister's hair. But before that, it is important that my mum is out of ihram. She can't go and trim my sister's hair when she's in ihram herself. So it's important again for the men as well to come out of the ihram first. So we have to come out of the ihram first as well. Also, please make sure thoroughly read the umrah books. Again, I mentioned this before as well, that we gave the umrah books to you to read. If you don't want to read our books, you have your own readings to do, and then that would inshallah Aziz complete our first day and umrah inshallah as well. Remember, stay with the group. When you are together, you have to stay with the group. This is the thing, and the most difficult part some people find traveling with a group, because you're stuck with one another. But then the best beauty about these traveling with a group is they help one another as well. When you fall ill, and I said, you become the best of friends. So there's going to be a lot of difficulties and troubles on this journey, but remember, we are always with you. Ask us if you're unsure about anything, right? Be it a baby question. Don't be embarrassed. Don't feel ashamed to say, oh, he's gonna laugh if I ask this question. This is why we're going with you. If we wasn't gonna be happy to answer your question, we wouldn't travel with you. We're traveling with you for a reason. We're traveling to guide you, to help you at every step. Inform us if you're not feeling well. We can't see from looking at you that you're not feeling well. Maybe you're feeling dizzy, but I can't see this. So please inform me. Say, brother, I'm not feeling well. My sister Mara's going to be there in the group. If you're not feeling well, inform us to say, you know what, I'm not feeling well. I've got temperature. Can we go to a doctor? What do I do? Something's happened to me. So we are here to guide you. And this is what our aim is, to provide you with the facilities for a smooth Hajj. Remember this. This is why we're going there. This is why we're traveling with you. We're not going there to give you trouble. We're there to facilitate for a smooth Hajj for yourself. And remember this. Don't worry when things gonna happen. Trust me on this. We are more worried. We panic more than you. For example, some people were worried, where is our parcel? We're flying next week or the week after. I understand this part. People worry. People panic. it's the journey itself. You know, it's so beautiful that you just want to get there. You're eager to get there. You're eager to get your hands on your passport. You're eager to get your hands on your visa, because you've told people and you've been saving all your lifetime maybe for this journey, or you've thought about this journey, you've dreamed about this journey, or maybe you're doing this Hajj for your parents or for someone who's passed away. So I understand how important we understand this as a travel agency, how important this journey is for you. So don't forget this, that we are more worried for you than you are. So what we want you to do is leave the logistics and everything on us. Leave the worries for us. What we want you to do is go there and pray. That's what you're going there for. You're going there for Hajj. You're going there for Umrah. That's what you're going there for. You don't need to worry about when the bus is going to come. We're going to make sure you get there on time. We're going to make sure things happen for you. And this is why you've chosen us. Some people have just come in without any recommendation. Some people have come to us for recommendation that you have to travel with these lot. If someone's recommended you something, they've done it for a reason. If it's your first time traveling with us, then I'm sure with the seminar that I've kind of delivered and the way we've presented all the documentations to you, you have some sort of hope on us. And inshallah Aziz, when your journey is completed, you will be fully satisfied. I can guarantee you this is what our aim is, to make sure you're happy with your Hajj. You've completed the right arkan of Hajj as well. We just have 10 minutes left, and the next topic that I'm seeing in my mind and it's coming up on the screen is about Hajj. So I think 10 minutes is more than enough for us to wind up on the basic of Hajj, like what is going to happen, because there are some of you who are doing Hajj for the first time, and then inshallah we will go for a 15-minute salah break as well for Maghrib. So just hold tight. I know I've talked a lot, and that's what I tend to do anyway. That's what I'm supposed to do because I'm a spokesperson. So we have 10 minutes, inshallah Aziz. I'll quickly try to wind up the Hajj journey. Don't worry if you miss out and you don't understand and you get confused, because this is why we're not discussing Hajj right now, because the main part is to get Umrah done, get the flight path over. We want to get there. Once we're there, we're in Makkah, then we will talk about Hajj, and then we will go in detail, and then you can ask me as many questions. You can still ask me Hajj questions regarding what's going to happen in Mina, Arafat, Muzdalifah. However, you can still, there when we're in face to face, you can ask many questions as possible if you're unsure about anything. So anyways, what we're going to do, we need to, once we've completed our Hajj Umrah, we will have a day or two in between of break. Obviously when we're having those break, that means you're going to be praying your normal Maghrib, Fajr, Salah. If you want to do a tawaf, do as many tawafs as possible, and then also if you want to do an Umrah, do Umrah as well. I recommend don't do Umrah because you will get dehydrated. You're gone there for Hajj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call you again and again for Umrah again. So your main purpose is for Hajj, so you need to save your energy for Hajj. Yes, we have to do Umrah because we are you are crossing Miqat and we're doing Hajj Tamattu. For that purpose we're doing Umrah. But yes, I know people want to do another Umrah. I would recommend once you've done your Umrah, climatize yourself for a day, sleep, take rest, go to do your normal prayers. Don't even do tawaf. Then the following day, if you've got the energy, you've climatized, do another Umrah, do tawafs, do as many tawafs as possible as you can. Inshallah, I will give you those tips after the Salah break. So let's just quickly now talk about the Hajj journey. So once we've had that break, we will inform you at the seminar that tomorrow night we are going to Mina. So we'll explain to you that we're going to Mina. So just briefly, because people are asking questions about Mina, what's included in Mina, how we're going to get to Mina. So the buses will come from Mina at our hotel, outside our hotel on the main road. We'll board the bus, and then from bus we'll go to Mina. I am going to briefly tell you about these journeys, but in detail, the timings, how we're going to go onto how we're going to get to Mina and stuff like this. There are a few short 30-second or 40-second videos just to show you last year's Mina facilities, Arafat facilities, and Muzdalifah facilities as well. So inshallah, obviously on your videos, you can on the screen now you can see the Mina facilities. So these are the small beds that we are going to provide. They are sofa come beds. At the moment you see them as sofas. There's a pillow and a blanket provided to you. You can see they are air-conditioned tents, not air-cooled tents, and they don't have normal tent kind of styled sidings. They have what you call chipboard around you. Remember, these air conditioned, no matter how many air conditions we put in during the heat, like 12, 1 o'clock, it does still get hot. So that's your Mina tent that you just quickly viewed. Ladies will have separate tents, men will have separate tents. Then obviously from Mina, we will be moving towards Arafat. Again, from Mina, we will be provided buses. We'll hop onto the bus as a group, and we'll get to Arafat. And then now you will obviously be able to see the Arafat video. Obviously, we will just show you the men's the men's section for privacy purposes. So this was our last year facilities that you will shortly see on the on your screens regarding the Arafat video. So this is our Arafat video here.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة.
So these are our Arafat facilities that you just viewed on your screens. Remember, there's no beds here because we're only here for 5 to 6 hours only, and they are air-conditioned tents with carpet on the flooring. And inshallah, these men, as you see on the video, will be sitting, will be staying together. And obviously on the back side, which you couldn't see, is the ladies' tent. So you would still be able to communicate and see your mahrams as well. It's the same facilities in Mina as well. It's just like this as well. And then inshallah Aziz, from Arafat, we are going to move towards Muzdalifah. After Arafat, I'm not going to tell you when we're leaving Arafat right now. It's just going to get too confusing. You're going to forget, but I'm just going to show you the basics of Hajj. So then from Arafat, we're moving to Muzdalifah. And then inshallah Aziz, shortly we will be putting the video up on the Muzdalifah. The Muzdalifah one, at this time the video you will see is when we made this video when we were leaving on the next morning. So I didn't get the video when we got there on the night because it's absolutely chaos when you get into Muzdalifah. Everyone wants to have a best of locations and it just becomes chaos, and I will explain this to you in Makkah as well. So shortly, inshallah Aziz, we will be putting the video of Muzdalifah as well. So if you can just see the video of Muzdalifah
towards Mina. From Mina, inshallah, we'll be going to Jamarat to do the stoning. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our Hajj, inshallah. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide your mother a grave, a garden of Jannah. May Allah provide her Noor in her grave, inshallah. Ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept my Hajj on behalf of her and give her the gardens of paradise. Ameen. Summa ameen.
So that was a short brief video of the plains or the grounds of Muzdalifah. As you can see, it's just literally nothing, no facilities provided, because the whole aspect of this part of the journey is where I said to you, it shows you the closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It shows you who you are. We're going to be sleeping on that ground, and this is on after the day we die, we're going to be sleeping on the ground as well. So this is where this Hajj journey literally breaks you down. You know, it tells you who we are. We have all these egos, we have all these statuses, we have doctors, solicitors, you know, all sorts of things, all sorts of people from all walks of life are going there. And even be it there's ministers or prime ministers from different countries are going to come there, they even are going to be sleeping on the ground, and they have to sleep on the ground for them to complete the Hajj. And then on this day, we are going to obviously pray our Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah with one aqama. Then we will gather together as a group. We will collect our pebbles, and then after collecting pebbles, the sun will rise the next morning. We will leave to then Jamarat. Once we get into Jamarat, from Muzdalifah, we will go to Mina. How we go from Muzdalifah to Mina is there's two options. We'll either walk it from Muzdalifah to Mina because it's an easy option, because as I mentioned, there's chaos. Or obviously, if you want to go into the buses that are provided in the package, you will still be able to hop onto the bus. Recommendation is we walk to Muzdalifah. From Muzdalifah to Mina, we walk it. So once we're in Mina, either by bus or by walk, depending on who feels comfortable doing that, we're in Mina. And from Mina, we'll freshen up, get rid of our luggage or whatever we have extra that we've been carrying to Arafat and Muzdalifah. And in Muzdalifah, in Arafat, we'll provide you sleeping mattresses for you to take to Muzdalifah. But once we're in from Muzdalifah to Mina, once we're in Mina, we'll freshen up for 5 hours, 45 minutes. We'll inform you that we are going to do the stoning, and then from Mina, we're walking to Jamarat. It's from Mina, from our tents to Jamarat is 1 hour walk. We'll have to do the first shaitan, hit the biggest shaitan on the first day, and then from Jamarat we need to go to Makkah. How are we going to go to Makkah? Again, there's no transportation provided as written on the package. You can walk it. If you want to, you can get your own taxi, private taxis. I would recommend not to do that. I will explain that when we're in Makkah again in detail. Once we've reached Makkah, then we will obviously wait in Makkah in our hotel rooms. Your hotel rooms are fully booked till you leave Makkah. So there's no that you won't have your access to your hotel rooms after Hajj or on the day of Hajj or the day of Eid, you call it. But we will be waiting in our rooms. Then we will do the Qurbani. We carry out the Qurbani ourselves. If you would like to join us, you will inform us a day before, obviously in the seminar when we have in Makkah, to say, I would like to travel with you guys to see the Qurbani and witness the Qurbani. Once the Qurbani is completed and once you hear from us, we will inform you your Qurbani is done. How you would inform us to say you have done your stoning? Obviously the serial number 2122 has done the stoning. Mention on WhatsApp. If you don't have a WhatsApp or you don't have a phone, you'll have me with you or you'll have another member of the group. You can inform them. But hopefully we will do all Jamarat, all the stoning together as a group anyway, regardless. Once the Qurbani is done, we'll inform you. This could be up till Maghrib time because sometimes there's delays, unnecessary delays, and there's a lot of Qurbanis taking place on the day, so it does take time. So Maghrib time, just say argument's sake, before Maghrib, inshallah, every year we complete our Qurbani. It could be way before that anyway. Once your Qurbani is completed, you take your ihram off, come into your normal clothes, and then you need to do Tawaf Ziyarah and Sa'i. And so you would do Tawaf Ziyarah. You go to Makkah, obviously, to Haram, you do your Tawaf Ziyarah, you do your Sa'i there. Once you've done your Tawaf Ziyarah and Sa'i, you come back to your hotel, whichever hotel you're staying in. You'll have your dinner at the hotel, and then from Makkah, we need to go back to Mina for the night. Inshallah Aziz, we will provide you complimentary transportation to go to Mina on the night. And then once we land into Mina, we stay in Mina the night. The next morning we wake up, then we walk back to Jamarat. We do the first shaitan, second shaitan, third shaitan. Then we walk back to the Mina tents again for the night. We sleep the night there. And then again, the next morning we wake up for the third day of Jamarat. We hit the shaitan first time, second time, third time. And then from there you have two options. You either walk to Makkah, which is another hour's walk, or you walk back from Jamarat to your tents again for another hour. And then from there you get the bus and go to You go to back to Haram again in the buses that we provide, which is included in the package. Just to recap, because we are coming closer. Well, I am kind of it's coming up to 9 o'clock, so we are coming up to Maghrib time. Just a few to recap, and then inshallah we will take a 15 minutes break for Maghrib. And I'm sure, which I can't see as yet, but I'm sure you have sent your questions on WhatsApp. If you haven't, then after Maghrib you can send them as well, and I will just sit there and then inshallah answer all your questions. Remember, we are traveling together and it's for a great purpose. So let's help one another to achieve these goals. Be positive. This is the thing we need to take. We're going to the center of the earth where there's a lot of positivity. So even if you're not going to be positive, get some positivity from the Kaaba. There's people around you. You would see you will hear stories of people, how they travel and how they have managed to get on board last minute. These are the amazing stories. Then you will understand, yes, this is a call from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Encourage one another. Some people might not have it physically and mentally to take the heat or to take these long journeys. So help one another. Morally support one another. Some people might be old, fragile. They say, oh, I can't do this. I'm really tired. It's really difficult. Encourage them. No, we can do it. Also help one another you meet in Haram. It's not just group restricted. You got to remember, the people are in Haram are your brothers and sisters as well. They are come for the same purpose as well. Help one another. Meaning, it doesn't mean that you take them to the hotel or you take them out for a meal. If you're standing in the queue, you're filling a Zamzam glass, and you feel it, and you can see someone behind you standing, give your Zamzam glass to them first. This kind of help is what you're going to get reward for. Be very considerate about others in Haram. Someone's praying, don't jump over them, don't push them. We do that a lot. You will see that a lot as well. But if you're seeing that, don't stop one another. Do the best of you. Be on your best behavior ever in yourself when you're in Haram. So just to recap, you need a lot of patience. There's a lot of difficulties. You got to forget time. You got to forget standards, because when you're going to go there, you're going to see people from all walks of life. You live in the UK. We have a high standard. We have a complaint standard. We have a culture of complaining about everything. Forget those standards. The day we take off from Heathrow Airport, forget your standards. If you will forget your standards, you will have an amazing journey. Enjoy and cherish every moment. Be it you have to sit on the floor, enjoy that moment. Be it you have to sleep on the floor at the airport terminal, enjoy this journey. Enjoy it. This is part of the journey. This is where you enjoy it. And then when you will come back and when you will talk about Hajj, you will say, remember when we went to the airport, we had to sleep on the floor, we had to lay on the floor, and we went there. That was a journey. It's new experiences. It's traveling experiences you will have. And remember, the reward is huge. So it's not easy to achieve. You know, it's a difficult journey. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort to achieve these journeys, this reward. And constantly remind yourself, where are you? Because remember, when we're going to go to Medina, where the Prophet ﷺ has 70,000 angels descend to give salam to his green dome, to his grave. And never again in their lifetime will they get a chance to come to that place again to do salam. We can go whenever we want. Every 2 weeks we want, every month, every year we go. Allah calls us, we go. So look, remind yourself where you are. Like I mentioned at the beginning, out of 1 billion Muslims, 2 million people go. Out of those 2 million, you're one of them who's going for Hajj. So inshallah al-Aziz, we'll just quickly go for a short break for 15 minutes. And also, excuse me, in this break, on your WhatsApp groups, right, you would get a video which will be a detailed itinerary about your journey. So for example, what time we will meet at the airport according to your flight, what time your flight is, it's a video, what time you're landing at Jeddah airport. All that information is going to be in these short videos that you will receive in your WhatsApp groups particularly. The reason I haven't discussed what time your flight is, because obviously you can understand there's 4 or 5 packages. If I start talking about individual packages, you might miss this information and you might get confused. Oh, is that my flight, or is that our flight? Therefore, we have created these small minute or 2 minute videos where you will see me again, unfortunately, and I'm explaining when our flight time is, when we expect you to be at the airport, what terminal it is, and what time we land at the Jeddah airport, inshallah, and also your return journey as well. And then obviously in the break you will be seeing some Hajj video feedback from our previous year as well. And inshallah al-Aziz, this break is going to be about 15 minutes maximum, and inshallah al-Aziz, we'll see you back after the Salah break. Also, just remember, you don't have to see those videos that we're going to send you regarding the itineraries right now, because obviously we understand you're going to be praying now, but then you can view these itinerary details, itinerary tomorrow, the day after, or whenever you get a chance. And if you have any questions, obviously we're more than welcome to answer those over to you on WhatsApp as well. So inshallah we'll take a short break for 15 minutes, and inshallah stay tuned, and we'll see you back after this break. Remember, the feed is still going to be live, so you don't need to retune it in. If you can just leave it running on your TVs or your mobiles or your laptops, whatever you're watching us, and jazakallah for staying with us. And inshallah Aziz, send those questions in. I'm sure there's loads of questions for me to answer, I hope. If not, ask those questions and I'll be happy to answer them live at the after the Salah break. Jazakallah khairan.
बहुत ही अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था। अल्लाह ताला इनको बहुत अजर दे, बहुत ज़िंदगी में जो है तरक्कियाँ दे। हर कदम पे बहुत मदद की, करम अल्लाह का था और इन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत की है। आई एम वेरी सेटिस्फाइड एंड आई विल रिकमेंड दिस टू ऑल ऑफ माई फ्रेंड्स एंड family and everyone. And in future, inshallah, I'll come again and again. If Allah give me chance, I'll come with Noori group. I would like to come with them again.
Especially I would like to comment about the Noori Travel. The organization has been brilliant. We knew from the very beginning where we are heading to, what are the next targets we are doing, and also they have been guiding us immensely about what are the next steps of the Hajj, especially for the newcomers like me. So overall it has been a brilliant experience. It is an emotional journey, it is a spiritual journey anyway. We are heading towards our probably the eventually final steps now. We are in the Arafat, and you can see that facilities so far has been brilliant, and I hope that the next journey or the upcoming journey would be as brilliant as it has been in the past. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. We just came back from Noori hot trip, and inshallah it was very, very organized and well informed, and continuously we are having the seminar, which was very, very good idea, and it was very, very good food wise and everything. We enjoyed it very much. We went to the whole family and we really enjoyed it. It was very nice. I will recommend you to come. Okay, inshallah. So we are very happy to be back with them.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, मेरा नाम वली इस्माइल है, मैं लेस्टर से हूँ और हज का एक्सपीरियंस सो फार इट्स अ वेरी गुड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ इट कि मैं आप लोगों के साथ आया और मुझे बहुत तसल्ली है. आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बहुत अच्छा है.
It has been very easy this year. I've done a Hajj, 4 Hajj, but this time I feel it's very, very easy Hajj. And mashallah, with the Noori, they were well organized. Bunch of group,
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muzammil Gulati. I'm from Birmingham. It's the second time that I've come to Saudi Arabia, but the first Hajj for me. And I would like to thank Noori Travel for making this journey so easy for myself and my wife, especially Brother Awais, who has supported us throughout the application process and making this Hajj happen for me and my wife. It has been an excellent journey for us. Taking off from Heathrow Airport to Makkah, and it has been an amazing experience going with the group, seeing Kaaba and being in front of Kaaba with the help of Brother Awais.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hajj Seminar and I'm from Epsom. This is my first time coming for Hajj with Noori Travel. Alhamdulillah, the experience has been very smooth. The group has been very organized. We've been going for tawaf. Alhamdulillah, everything. We had seminars. The group is very organized. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for Zia, Brother Awais, Brother Abbas, and all the team behind Noori Travel, who's been excellent. The service has been great. There's Alhamdulillah, we can't really complain. I mean, with the amount of help we've got, with the amount of support, they are there 24/7 anytime you need them. The facilities are great, Alhamdulillah. We were basically 5-10 minutes from the Haram in Mecca. in Mina as well. Alhamdulillah, we had a really good tent. MashaAllah, the service there was good as well. Now we are in Arafat, and inshallah, inshallah, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% that the service will continue to be excellent as it has been, MashaAllah. Yeah, that's I would really recommend to anyone who is going for Hajj or Umrah, please contact Noori Travel, as they've been amazing. And this is, alhamdulillah, I'm in Arafat, and it's an experience. I mean, to be true with you, Noori Travel has been great, mashallah.
अरफात शरीफ में हाज़री हो रही है और नूरी ट्रैवल वालों ने यहाँ तक का जो सफ़र है इसको बहुत अल्लाह ताला के करम से आसान बनाया है। आज का सफ़र मुशक्क़त का नाम है, लेकिन बहुत सारी मुशक्क़तें जो नूरी ट्रैवल वाले हैं उनकी मेहनत ने आसान की। हर बंदा बड़ा खुश है। वो रवायती गिले शिकवे किसी तरफ से भी नहीं सुने गए न नज़र आए, और यूँ लगता है कि नूरी ट्रैवल वाले तिजारत नहीं करते बल्कि तिजारत के रूप में इबादत करने में मसरूफ़ हैं। अल्लाह ताला इन सब की खिदमत को कबूल फरमाए और आज के दिन की बख्शिशें हम सब को अता फरमाए। आज के अभी एक शेर मैंने तरतीब दिया है। अरफात शरीफ की बरकात की दसां जिथे बख्श देंदा रब सब नूं, साल एक कहण वाला लब्बैक बंदा जिथे चंगा लगदा रब।
The experience and journey so far, alhamdulillah, mashallah, has been very smooth. The tents were absolutely incredible, very, very accommodating and luxurious for the circumstances, and it's really, really amazing being here in Arafat today as well, mashallah.
Yeah, no, beautiful experience. Even Arafat has been a very pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting these free-flowing gardens and water fountains, but more of a sort of a derelict mountain. So this has been a nice surprise. But obviously, this day has been described as the most important day of our lives. So inshallah, looking forward to the next few hours to really make the most of the day of Arafat.
My name is Muhammad Abdul Razak. I've come here with Noori Travel. Alhamdulillah, the experience so far has been overwhelmingly great. Alhamdulillah. And Noori Travel has done everything possible, and Alhamdulillah, they're very transparent and honest in what they're doing, and they are striving hard to make things better. Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. Both me and my wife, it's the first time we've been to Hajj. It's the first time we've been with Noori, and I have to say what an experience Noori has provided us with everything, and has made our journey to Mecca, has made our journey to Arafat very smooth. It's an experience that both me and my wife will treasure, and I wish, and also would like to take this opportunity to thank Noori for making our life so easy here, and thank you everybody.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
मेरे जो एक्सपीरियंस है मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती। यहाँ मैं अल्लाह के घर के आगे खड़ी हूँ, ये सब अल्लाह का करम है। और अवैस जो मेरे सामने खड़े हैं, इनकी सारी मेहनत है। कभी सोच भी नहीं सकती थी कि मैं अल्लाह के घर के आगे ऐसे आऊँगी और इस तरह से आऊँगी कि मैं उसको जाके पकड़ सकूँगी, पकड़ के किस भी कर सकूँगी, बोसा दे सकूँगी। मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि मैं आपको किस तरह से कहूँ कि अवैस आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल, पहले अल्लाह को फिर आपको कि आप हमें यहाँ लेकर आए। किस तरह से हम गए हैं, इट्स जस्ट अमेजिंग। आई जस्ट कांट टेल यू कि क्या मेरी फीलिंग्स है इस वक्त। लेकिन अल्लाह ताला आपको इसका अजर देगा, इसका इंशाल्लाह आपको इसका जज़ा देगा। किस तरह से आपने हमें हतीम में ले जाके हमें नफल पढ़वाए, हमें इतना माशाल्लाह प्रोटेक्शन दी कि हम आराम से नफल पढ़ सके, हम सारी लड़कियां आराम से पढ़ सके नफल। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अल्लाह कबूल करे। और आपके साथ हमारा हज का एक्सपीरियंस बहुत माशाल्लाह अच्छा रहा, बहुत मज़ा आया। हम यही अल्लाह ताला से दुआ करेंगे कि अल्लाह ताला आपको दीन और दुनिया दोनों में इतनी खुशियाँ दे, दोनों में इतनी खुशियाँ दे कि आज आपने हमारी वो ख्वाहिश पूरी कर दी जो पिछले 15-16 सालों से मुझे थी। बस अल्लाह ताला आपको बहुत बहुत खुश रखे और अपनी अमान में रखे। और हम सब की जितने हम सब लोग आए हैं हज करने के लिए, हम सब के जितने भी यहाँ पे हैं, सब के अल्लाह ताला दुआएं कबूल करे, गुनाह बख्शे और हमारे माँ बाप की मग़फ़िरत करे। अल्लाह ताला हमें इस जहान में भी और आखिरत में इकट्ठे रखे और हम सबको अल्लाह ताला रसूल पाक का सच्चा और अच्छा उम्मती बनाने की तौफीक अता करे। हमारी आगे भी सारी जनरेशन इस्लाम पे हो और सारे मुसलमानों को अल्लाह ताला बख्शे और क़यामत के दिन भी हमारे लिए ऐसी आसानियाँ पैदा करे कि हम उस रब को अपनी शक्ल तो दिखा सके। हम गुनाहगार लोग हैं, अल्लाह ताला से बस उसकी रहमत के तलबगार हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि अल्लाह ताला हमारी रहमत करे और हमें इंशाअल्लाह ताला हम सब को जन्नतुल फिरदौस में जगह दे। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कि हम रसूल पाक की उम्मती हैं। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। बस मैं अल्लाह ताला की बहुत शुक्रगुज़ार हूँ, बहुत ज़्यादा। दिस इज़ लाइक अ ड्रीम हैज़ कम ट्रू। मुझे कभी भी मतलब किसी चीज़ का इतना शौक़ नहीं था जितना मुझे हरम माशाल्लाह आने का था, काबा देखने का था। यहाँ पे आके उम्रा हज बहुत हमने आराम से किया माशाल्लाह। और फिर अगेन अवैस मैं यही कहूँगी कि आपने हमारे लिए बहुत आसानियाँ पैदा की। उम्रा भी आसान नहीं था करना, लेकिन हम इतनी जल्दी फारिग हो गए। शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। अल्लाह ताला आपको इसका अजर दे और अल्लाह ताला आपको इंशाअल्लाह ताला आगे और इसमें तरक्की दे कि अल्लाह ताला आपको और ज़्यादा इसमें आसानियाँ पैदा करे। हम तो चले जाएंगे वापस, लेकिन आपने आगे भी इंशाअल्लाह ताला और लोगों को ले जाना है। और मेरी यही दुआ है कि अल्लाह ताला आपको दुनिया में भी और आखिरत में भी सुरखरू और कामयाबी दे। आपको मैं बता नहीं सकती कि मैं इस वक्त कितनी खुश हूँ। आई मीन आई जस्ट कांट स्टॉप क्राइंग, आई कांट।
Assalamu alaikum. We've had an amazing time with Noori Travels right from the start of our journey at Heathrow to Makkah, Mina, Arafah, Muzdalifah, back to Mina, then Medina. Alhamdulillah, our Hajj is complete and we've had the chance to do everything we wanted to, Alhamdulillah. The experience with the group has been amazing. The sisters and the brothers, the unity of everyone in the group, the friendships we've formed, amazing experience. Everyone's been so lovely, alhamdulillah. And yeah, so it's been
Wait. Assalamu alaikum. It was very nice Hajj, very successful, well organized. The food was nice. It was as well as expected. We're given enough time to do things that we would like to do. It's very nice, and we've had also time to do shopping. Enjoyed it very much. Hope inshallah we can do it again in the future.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back. I hope you have had a good 15 minutes break. this obviously session is not very long. I know you have been glued in and you have stayed with us for the whole seminar, those who have joined us from the beginning. And I hope that seminar part of the beginning was really helpful for you. If again you still have more questions that we need answering, just ask those questions on WhatsApp for us as well, inshallah. So inshallah, Brother Hafiz will be asking the questions, so we can all hear the questions as well. And in the meantime, it gives me a break as well to say, gives me a bit of a breather as well, because I've been constantly talking for the past 2 hours as well. So inshallah, we'll move towards Brother Hafiz, who would ask the first question, and inshallah, I'll be answering those questions for you.
So the first question is, we are in a family of 6.
Correct.
Will our serial numbers be as such that we will not be split up on separate coaches traveling to the hotels, or even on the plane there and back?
Okay, so the question is, obviously they're a family of 6. I'm sure if you could see your serial numbers, they are running in ascending order. So for example, when you made the booking, and if you made the booking together on the day, so if you are serial number say 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 and 26, because there's 6 of you as an example, then we will manage and organize your serial numbers accordingly. Your room numbers obviously are going to be next to one another. You won't be split on that. And again, the coaches, you will be together as well. In regards to the plane being together, yes, if your flight is obviously together, then you're flying together and you're going to fly back together as well. However, seating wise on the plane, this is something when you check in at the airport, you need to mention that there's a family of 6. Can you please seat us together? But don't worry, for argument's sake, they give you 28B and 38C to your wife or to your mum or whoever you're traveling with. Once we are on the plane, we can negotiate to say, okay, brother, look, my mum is sitting there. Do you mind swapping with me? Most of the people who are traveling for Hajj, again, they are accommodating. They will swap those suites for you, and you will be, inshallah, sitting together. In last case scenario, the person that you want to move doesn't want to move because he's sitting with a family, I'm sure it's not going to be such a big issue on the plane because it's only a 5-hour, 6-hour journey. And on that, you're not doing Umrah or anything together, but you're just, passing your time for you to complete that journey as well.
So we have another question. If a man wears ihram from home, where does he read the 2 nafil?
Yes. Okay, if a man is wearing his ihram from home, then it's best you read your nafil at home. Reason being is obviously you've put your ihram on and it's the best place to read your nafil because you're leaving home for your safety, for wearing the ihram. You read your nafil at home.
Can you cargo Zamzam back?
Okay. This is a bit of a hazy question in the sense that can you cargo? I won't recommend cargoing Zamzam or even dates back to UK. It's purely because custom issues and finding a reliable cargo service in Saudi Arabia. So we don't recommend, and we don't even recommend someone to say go with this cargo service, because then again the genuine of having pure Zamzam, some people just send water, sometimes the Zamzam doesn't arrive. And then we don't want to be held responsible to say, oh, you recommend this company and this person failed to deliver. We will only suggest you what we can deliver, or if someone is going to willing to deliver or we've had a good experience with them, then we will recommend. But till yet we have not found anyone reliable to complete those services, because sometimes what happens is people say, oh, we're going to cargo Zamzam, and then when they get in the UK, the Zamzam never arrives, and it becomes a bit of an embarrassing moment for yourself as well when you're having family and friends coming along and you don't have Zamzam, because that's the first thing that you want people to have when they come and see you at your house to welcome you back from your Hajj journey.
This is a question from British Airways passengers. Have you requested halal meals for us on the air?
Yes, of course. Obviously, British Airways is obviously aware of this journey going to Jeddah, and they know it's a Hajj flight. And most of us obviously are going to be Muslims traveling, apart from the odd business customers that might be traveling for business purposes to obviously Jeddah, they would be requesting their own specified meals. However, we have obviously requested halal meals, and British Airways is obviously aware of providing you with halal meals. However, if you're vegetarian and you would like us to request vegetarian options for yourself, then please, or if you have any specific diet meals requested that you normally take on the plane, then please do mention this to us through contact us directly through the office, or drop us an email or WhatsApp us. I think that's the easiest and the best way of communication these days. WhatsApp us that, please could you recommend just mention your serial number, say 22, 22 or 25 or 28, whatever your serial number is, would request vegetarian meals, so we can request that to the airline a week in advance from today, inshallah.
And the slippers that you showed during the demonstration, someone is asking, where did you buy them from?
Okay, that is a very good question, and I recommend that you invest in a good pair of slippers. People tend to buy cheap flip-flops from eBay, from Amazon, or even sometimes when they get to Saudi Arabia, but those cheap slippers are not comfortable and they give you blisters. So I recommend buying good comfortable slippers. Good comfortable slippers these days cost 30 to 35 pounds. The ones I showed you are from Aldo, and I bought them years ago, and alhamdulillah, you've probably seen the condition of them. They are really sturdy slippers. Debenhams do good slippers. Another brand, I think is Shoe, they have good slippers as well, but they are, if you're going to go for the higher range, being in the region of 25 to 30 pounds, sometimes Aldo does have sale on the website as well, so you maybe get a bargain for 15-20 pounds as well. But my recommendation is buying good slippers, is because throughout your journey you're going to be walking, and the walking distance that when we finish our Hajj journey, and then people have these smart meter step calculators, or on your phone you can calculate in the whole journey. Some people walked 80 miles, some people walked 100 miles throughout the 15-17 days journey. So yes, recommendation and highly recommendation by me is that you need good decent slippers, because these are going to be your, this is what we're going to be doing the most, walking. Just while we're touching on the slippers topic, I would like to add, when we talked about the 2 days of Jamarat, when we're going to walk back later on after we come out of Ihram and in our normal clothing, obviously you're allowed to wear any sort of footwear. On that footwear time, I would recommend again wear trainers, buy a pair of good sports socks or anything. Yes, it's going to be hot, but the more comfortable you are, because you've been wearing slippers for 5 days, your feet are going to be aching. So recommendation again, keep a pair of trainers with you as well. God forbid you forget your trainers. God forbid you now haven't got the time, or you because you're busy with your lifestyle here in the UK, and you don't get the time to go to Aldo or to buy slippers. Then in Makkah, in the clock tower, there is Aldo outlet there, and there are a few other outlets which provide good slippers which you can buy from there. Obviously when we're in Makkah, I will guide you to tell you where to get them from, and if I have got the time, I would physically take you, or I'll probably go shopping with you, and then you can buy the slippers from there as well.
Regarding the du'as in the welcome pack, someone's asked if we can get an English transliteration of them.
Okay. Regarding these du'as that I've just showed you on the pack that we've sent out, yes, I can provide you English transliteration of them. However, when we are doing these du'as, or what we tend to do is read them as a group. Reading these du'as alone, sometimes you lose concentration. But when we read them as a group, which I think if you see, you've seen the Arafat video where we're reading Labbaik together, but if I showed you the whole video, we do the zikr, we do the du'as, we do the istighfar together as a group, and it becomes a very nice atmosphere, and you feel more connected, because we as a group have a more power, we have more umph, and we get more connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala together, because doing it together, like they say, reading salah with jama'at has more reward. There's a reason behind that, not because you're just reading it with jama'at, because it has more power, and you become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you read it in jama'at. exactly same way, inshallah, these du'as we will read together. And also what we tend to do is, before we go into a rhythm of reading these du'as, I tend to say, I make you read these du'as. So for example, just say labbaik, I would say labbaik, and then I would ask you to repeat after me. So in case any correction or any mistakes you have of reading the Arabic word, you can correct yourself, and then we start flowing in a group. And inshallah Aziz, you enjoy reading those du'as together as well.
And the question is, can we pin up ihram?
Yes, you can pin up ihram. For example, when I showed you, I'm assuming this question is obviously for main of the things, is when we fold the ihram and pull out our right arm outside, or when we expose our right arm or the shoulder, obviously the back of the ihram does fall off, but you can tuck it in. But if it keeps on falling off your body, you can add pins, safety pins to it, so it stays there. But if you do the ihram properly and you fold it in properly, we'll be with you, inshallah. This is the group leader, whoever is going to be your group leader will be helping you, or we can help one another of the brothers to tuck in your ihram properly. If not be, then inshallah Aziz, you can pin up the ihram. There's no harm in doing that, because you're not stitching it together. When you're pinning it, you're just pinning it together. It's the stitch that you're not allowed. The ihram shouldn't be stitched together. So pinning is not an issue.
What happens if someone passes away on the journey?
Oh, okay. Good question. How blessed is that person then if he passes away on that journey? In the past, few years ago, we had one of our Hujjaj members pass away in Madinatul Munawwara. What a blessed soul that was. He passed away in Medina Sharif, and he got buried a day before we were going to fly back from Medina Sharif, and we were there to witness him being buried in Jannatul Baqi. What an amazing experience that was. However, if you do pass away, then obviously the Saudi authorities, and obviously a lot of people do pass away during the Hajj period in Makkatul Mukarramah or during Hajj. So if someone does pass away, then obviously we would be aware of you passing away, and we would make sure that you are buried. If that's the question, to say, am I going to get buried there? Yeah, so you're obviously going to get buried in the city you're going to pass away in. So if you're lucky enough to pass away in Makkah, you get buried in Jannatul Mala. If you pass away in Muzdalifah or Mina, then obviously still you get buried into Jannatul Mala. If obviously you pass away in Medina Sharif, then you get buried in Jannatul Baqi. Just one more question, and I think I missed that out because we did provide you with ID cards, which we've sent out. But I don't know where my ID card was, and I just remembered this. So we have provided you with these ID cards. We recommend and highly recommend again that you wear these ID cards all the time when you go to Haram. Because the question was, what if someone passes away? How are we going to be informed if you've passed away while you're in Haram, you're doing tawaf or you're praying and you pass away? Then that identity card identifies you, it tells your passport number, it will have our contact number. Then the staff in Haram will call us straight away to say, this person has fallen ill, he's in the hospital, or he's passed away. Then they will inform us, and then we can get to you as quick as possible. So please make sure that the ID cards that we have sent you with the lanyards, you wear them all the time. Even when you get to the airport, make sure you have them, because you're going to understand when everyone's going to be wearing ihram, everyone's going to be in white clothing. So it's sometimes difficult to spot you as well. So when you have these lanyards with Noori Travel written on them, we can identify you, and God forbid you pass away, or if you're lucky enough to pass away in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca or Medina, then obviously if you passed away while you're not with us, then at least the authorities can contact us straight away.
What happens if your ihram gets impure, and also how are the toilet facilities during Hajj?
Okay, obviously if your ihram gets impure, this is something that obviously you would know your ihram is impure. Then what you can do, you're more than welcome to change your ihram into a new ihram. That is, depending on the impurity, obviously you know how impure that has become on the day. Obviously for whatever reasons that's become impure, then you are more than welcome, or you're allowed to change into another ihram. And it's same for ladies as well, they're allowed to change the clothing into another ihram. It doesn't mean that you've put your ihram on, you're not allowed to take it off. But obviously if you've taken the ihram off, you're supposed to put another ihram on. Not that you take it off and you put your normal clothing on, but you're changing it because it's become impure or it's become dirty or it's got some sort of mud onto it or you fell in somewhere. So that kind of thing happens. Regarding toilet facilities for Hajj, I will give you a bit of a detailed tour on the toilet facilities during Hajj, but they are really bad. So it's the truth. So we like to be transparent on things. We don't want to tell you, yeah, it's going to be great. It's because when we're going to be staying in the camps in Mina, it's not only going to be us 155 people staying in that camp. We're going to have around 5,000 people around us in one area of 10. And with those 5,000 people, you'll have about 100 toilet facilities to use. So you can understand the amount of queuing you're going to have to do for the toilets. They're going to be long queues. So I would give you some tips and tricks to how to beat the queue, when to make your wuzu. There are some other tips I would give you in Makkah seminar, where to use the washing facility, which facilities are best to use, which ones are going to be the cleanest. So inshallah Aziz, with those we will update you. However, in Arafat there are more widely available toilets, so they are a bit more cleaner, and because people have not stayed there for a period of 2-3 days, so the washing facilities in Arafat are cleaner compared to Mina. Again, in Muzdalifah, the washing facilities are cleaner to start off with, but because everyone uses them and it's a night stay and in the morning stay, there is longer queues and they do become a bit more dirty on the day as well. So to wind up or summarize the washing facilities in the whole Hajj journey, the Mina is a bit rough facilities, I would say. Queues are longer. Again, wudu facilities are limited as well. So on this journey, I will just touch this now. You need to eat less. Don't fill your stomachs up with food. You're not there to eat. Yes, food will be provided. Inshallah, again in detail we will talk about the food providing in Mina and Arafat and Muzdalifah as well, inshallah.
Will we be provided with an iron in the hotel to press the clothes?
Okay, you won't be provided with an iron in the hotel, and you don't need an iron in the hotel, especially for the economy hotel package and the 5-star package. I'm saying in the 5-star package, the hotel does by default provide you with an iron and an iron board, but you won't need to iron your clothes because we're going to take that headache from you. So we're going to provide, as we said, laundry service. So once the laundry comes back, the clothes will come ironed, and they will be coming folded and they will be wrapped up and for you to take away. So there is no need for you to have an iron, and you won't need that facility because, as I mentioned, we're providing these, we are taking these headaches for you, we are providing these logistics. We just want you to concentrate on praying. We just want you to concentrate on being there. What are you going there for? You're going for Hajj. So you just concentrate on your Hajj, your Tawaf, your prayers only. We will, inshallah al-Aziz, be there to look after you for your ironing and all other facilities as well.
How many copies of paperwork do I need to take with me? For example, visa, passport copies, etc.
Okay, you don't need to take copies of paperwork because we have them on hand as well. So we have an office in Makkah in case, God forbid, you misplace your visa copy. We'll be able to print that straight away, but you won't need your visa copy after you've come into immigration, after you've landed. So in case you do throw it away or you misplace it, we'll be able to provide that. In regards to passport copies, we already have a copy of your passport on file, and we have, just in case, given you or sent you a passport copy just in case you need it. So if we, God forbid, need your passport copy, then we have that on file and we will have it available with us in Mecca and Medina, so we can print it with us anyway. So you don't need to carry much of those extra documentation. The documentation we've provided you, you need to just travel with them, please.
Does a nosebleed invalidate ihram?
No, a nosebleed doesn't invalidate ihram, no.
On the plane, I think this question is regarding Saudi Airlines. Are there wuzu facilities in the toilet?
Okay, there is no proper wuzu facilities in the toilets on Saudi Airline. However, there is praying facilities in the Saudi Airline at the back of the plane. But then again, you got to understand there might be 40 men who have decided to wear ihram on the plane. and they go at the back of that and change their ihram there. So it becomes a bit chaotic. It's congested. It's a small praying area for 2 to 3 people, and then people are praying there as well. So it's not a nice scene to see people changing their ihram on the plane, at the back of the plane, where people are also praying as well. So again, recommendation is good that you just please put your ihram on at the airport. This is what I would recommend anyway.
Moving on from recommendation, how much money do you recommend to take?
Oh, there is no answer to this from my point of view, but I will still give you a guidance on how much money do you need to take, because in regards to the package and how much money you would need on the ground when you're in Mecca or in Medina, you really don't need any money because everything is provided to you, right? The only money that you would need is if you're going to take a taxi back from Jamarat to Mecca. Roughly that works out to be maximum 100 riyals per person, which is £15. And then the rest of the money I can't give you an advice on because you're going to do some shopping. So if you're married and you're going to bring some gold back for your missus and your presents for your kids, then you know your budget there. But I personally think maximum £1,000 is more than enough. But if you want me to put a cap at the below, I think £500 is more than enough. God forbid you run out of money and you say, oh, you know, you told me to bring £500, now I need more money. Then inshallah Aziz, we will be able to lend you some money when we are in Mecca or Medina, where it be, and then later on you can do a bank transfer to our account, and then inshallah Aziz, we'll be able to help you on that part as well. So don't panic that, oh, I said to you take 1,000 and now you need more than 1,000. Inshallah Aziz, we'll be able to help you arrange and then borrow you some money on the day as well. Again, I personally think but on the other side, in regards to taking money, which we didn't touch, is when we are going to Mecca and Medina, my best way of spending money personally is to give a lot of sadaqah, and that's the best way to double your money, and it's the best of places to do sadaqah. So do as much sadaqah as possible you can. However, while we're on this topic of sadaqah, when you will be going to pray, you might have your goodie bag on the back of you. There are professional beggars who come every year from third world countries, and their aim is not to do Hajj but to beg. So they would see that you're from the UK, they would stop you and they will tell you a sad story that, oh, they've lost their passport, they've lost their money, someone's cut their pocket. They are professional beggars. Do not give money to them, right? Because they are professionally begging. Give money to those people who are cleaning Haram Sharif. They are on low wage. They deserve your money. And look at the beautiful thing they're doing. They are cleaning Haram 24/7. So they deserve, in my eyes, they deserve your money. They're from poor backgrounds, and they're the best of people to give sadaqah and zakat to as well. So give as much sadaqah as you can. It's the best form of things to spend your money. As I said to you somewhere in the seminar, spend like a king. It doesn't mean you go and spend millions there, but if you're taking £1,000, my recommendation would be keep £500 to distribute amongst the poor people. Again, while you will be going towards Haram, you will see these kids with chopped hands, especially in Jamarat and in Haram. When you're walking on the path towards Haram, you will see these kids begging. I personally think they don't deserve your money because it's a profession to them. They're not the needy ones. They probably have hundreds and thousands in their bank account as well. It's those who work hard deserve your money, and you need to make sure you give your sadaqah and zakat to the right people.
The question is, will water be provided in Arafat and Muzdalifah?
Yes, water will be provided in Mina, Arafat and in Muzdalifah. In Muzdalifah there is a shortage of water during the night time, and the water gets warm because there is no fridge facilities in Muzdalifah, because you can understand it's just plain lands. It's like wild camping, I would call it. You're just sleeping on the floor with not much facilities. However, in Muzdalifah we have cooler boxes with ice in them. We'll have freezers in in Arafat, and in Mina we would have constant stream of cold water available to you. However, I would recommend not to have the ice cold water, because you tend to have sore throat quickly, you'll get the cough, you'll catch the cough. So drink lukewarm water is the best option for you.
After security on Terminal 4, whereabouts is the changing and wuzu area?
Okay, after Terminal 4, after security, if you follow the signs for multi-faith praying area, once you've cleared security, it's on your left hand side, and it's further down, like a 2-3 minutes walk. Just follow multi-faith praying area, and at that point of time you will see every man walking towards that direction anyway. But inshallah, when you will be flying with us, we will guide you anyway. But just to let you know, once you clear security, it's on the left hand side. You need to follow the left hand side, and in front of you there will be a sign to say multi-faith praying area. This is up till last year, unless they've changed the security settings at the terminal. But I don't think they really oftenly change those security settings at the terminal anyway. So 100%, hopefully inshallah, it'll be on the left hand side as soon as you clear security. Next question.
In terms of exchanging money, would you recommend we do it in UK or in Saudi Arabia?
Okay, what I would recommend is exchange a small amount of money in the UK, be £100 or less, because of the exchange rates here are a bit higher, because Saudi Arabia being an exotic currency, the margins are quite low here. It's not a flowing currency here like euro or dollars. Therefore, a small amount of a currency exchange is good, like £50 or £100, just in case you need money to buy a SIM card at the terminal, which is 40-45 riyals per SIM card at the Jeddah terminal. But apart from that, money exchange is easily available for you in Makkah.
Okay. Also, what are the sizes for the hand luggage? I know the weight is 7 kg, but in terms of the size of the trolley case.
Okay, it's international size. You can look it up on the internet, and if you could be kindly enough to send the international sizes later on after the seminar on WhatsApp groups to what is the 7 kg hand luggage allowance size wise, we'll share that with you. But if you haven't purchased your hand luggage as yet, whichever shop or outlet you're going to buy these luggage from, you can ask them, are these cabin friendly luggages, and they would inform you when you're going to buy them from wherever you're going to buy them from. If you're going to buy them on the internet, obviously in the description it will tell you that these are cabin friendly luggages as well.
I cannot see my booking of flights on my BA executive account. I have called my executive line and they could not see it either. Please advise how I can access my booking. Okay.
The thing with these Hajj bookings, they are not booked individually. So when we book these tickets, they are block bookings. So what they do is they come under our travel agency name, under our own PNR. So yes, you're correct. Sometimes these bookings don't show up on the BA system or even on Saudi airline website as well. But what we'll do is, whoever the brother or the sisters ask this question, I will ask the back office to look into this and see why we are not able to look into these bookings. But just for security, obviously you're checking if these flights are really booked. You have your e-ticket number as well. Sometimes you need to add your e-ticket number rather than the booking reference number. Because these booking reference numbers are between us and the airline only, not to be shared individually, because you're under a block booking. So this is why you're not maybe able to view your booking. But inshallah Aziz, I will follow this up, whichever person asks this question, be it a brother or sister, and we'll communicate this to you directly why you're not being able to obviously view your booking on your executive account.
Two questions from the same person. What if your ihram gets dirty whilst travelling, and are men allowed to wear underwear whilst wearing ihram?
What was the first question? If it gets dirty?
Yeah, whilst travelling.
Okay. If your ihram gets dirty whilst travelling, it's not an issue. It is going to get dirty. For example, when you're going to sleep in Mina, sorry, not in Mina, but when you're going to sleep in Muzdalifah, you're going to be on the ground. So you're bound to catch some dust. When you're traveling or when you're going to be eating, maybe you drop some liquid on you, some food on you, so it is going to get dirty. So that is going to happen anyway. So it doesn't mean that it's the dirty part is fine. It's the unpure part that you need to change and clean, right? So the dirtiness it's fine. It's going to happen on the last day of Hajj. You know, we are gonna have dirty ihram. It's just like we come out of a football match. You know, like we're gonna have marks all over them and everything. In regards to the next part of the question, which is underwear, no, you're not allowed to wear anything. So just the cloth that I showed you, the bottom part and the top part, and your slippers for men only. For ladies, you're just gonna wear your normal clothing. So wherever you feel comfortable in, that is.
So a question regarding food for Mina and Arafat and Muzdalifah. Do we need to pack it or will it be regularly available?
Good question. Food in Mina, we provide breakfast, lunch and dinner. There will be packed lunches. There won't be there won't be similar meals like you were having at your hotels in Makkah and obviously your breakfast, lunch and dinner. So there will be small packed lunches for your breakfast. In that, for example, I'll just quickly run down to it. You'll have a packed lunch, you'll have milk, you'll have a croissant, and you might have a small cheese block for you to have and a croissant. So try to have small just to get by. It will be available to you on those times. So say after Fajr we'll serve the breakfast. Lunch we provide after Zohar Namaz or before Zohar Namaz, depending on the timings it comes. So we make sure when the food comes it's warm, so we'll serve it straight away. If it comes after Zohar, we'll serve it after Zohar. If it comes just before Zohar and we have plenty of time for Salah, we'll serve it straight after before Zohar as well. It's available, like as in the food comes on time, and there's plenty of food available. And inshallah Aziz, how to minimize that food we will discuss when we're in Makkah as well. And again, dinner as well, the same thing. However, if there is no harm in packing some nuts, packing some little bits of energy bars, pack them, take them with you, share them with one another. You'll get the sawab. If you, I don't know how quickly people feel hungry. Everyone has a different appetite. Some people have a lunch and they might feel hungry again. So for that purposes, yes, take small bars or anything with you. You don't have to take them from the UK, but if you want to take the UK bars or nuts, you're more than welcome to. You can carry them with you to obviously Jeddah. But then in Jeddah there's supermarkets called Bin Dawood, Carrefour is available in Haram as well now. So you got the world, there's so many products. You just end up, it's like Tesco's or Asda. You got loads of products available, juices, drinks, cornflakes, cereals, you name it, they have it there.
Would we be able to charge our phones in Mina, meaning is there any power supply?
Good. Also, just quickly, I'd just like to go back, because I've just discussed Mina food. In Arafat, again, we're only going to be there for the day. So in Arafat, lunch is provided. And then after Maghrib, we're going to leave to Muzdalifah. And for Muzdalifah, there is no dinner, but we give you a packed lunch again for Muzdalifah. Again, in these Hajj period, like we talked about the washing facilities, in coded words, the less you eat, the less washing facilities you need to use. So it doesn't mean I'm going to tell you to starve yourself, but just eat enough to get yourself by. So you don't get cranky, you're not really hungry. We will provide a lot of fruits there, so intake of fruit should be a lot. There will be doctors to advise you. But my advice is, a lot of water, few small meals would get you by, and it's only a 3-day journey really. So I'm sure we're going to eat all our lives, and we eat every day in the UK as well. So if we're not going to eat much or fill our stomachs up for 3 days, I'm sure we're not going to pass away. But that does not mean on my defending side I'm saying that we're not going to provide the meals. The meals are going to be there. Eat as much as you like. And I can say this now on record, that you will see the amount of food we will waste in Mina. It will be unbelievable. So inshallah I will tell you how to consume that food and save food for the people who are going to be around our tent. We'll discuss that when we're in Makkah as well. The next question was, will we be able to charge our phones in Mina by power supply? Yes, there is power supply available in Mina, but I recommend if you could take these extension leads from the UK, because they're more powerful. In the ones in Saudi, they have they have no fuse box no fuse in the actual thing box. So if you take them from here, travel with a charging an extension lead, it's good. So there is charging power supply available in Mina and Arafat. In Muzdalifah there is power supply available, but it's near the toilets, and you wouldn't want to go waste your time and charge your phone there. So I'm sure in Arafat, before we move, we charge our phones. And then again, when we get into Mina after Muzdalifah, we can charge our phones for 5-10 minutes or half an hour just to give that juice enough battery for us to survive the day to Makkah. And once you come back to Makkah in your hotel room, obviously you've got charging facilities there as well. So yes, you don't need to worry that you'd be without power supply. However, people who are watching, and someone asked me this question, because this question's come up, someone asked me this question privately the other time. One of my family members is going on a Hajj journey, what's the best present to give to them? So I did mention a power bank. So if obviously no one's going to give you that power bank as a present, investing in a £20-30 power bank is really handy, because you can have that charged and then you don't have to worry about your phone being charged. So I would highly recommend on this one as well, just purchase a power bank, be it small or large, £20-30. They're really cheap these days. It will eliminate the stress of charging your phone. You got your own power supply.
Let's quickly moving on. And any fridge facility for keeping insulin injections whilst in Mina, Arafat and Muzdalifah? Okay,
good question. I'm sure it's for those who's diabetics, who are asking for the insulin injections, who take these regularly. Yes, in Mina we will have fridge facilities. In Arafat we will have fridge facility as well. If God forbid we are not given or the fridge facility or there's a power cut there, because last year there was a sandstorm in Mina and it was really bad to the point that power cuts were there. It was obviously out of everyone's hand. It was a natural thing that there was a sandstorm and it rained really badly where there was a power cut. But as I mentioned, we do have cooler boxes where we'll have ice boxes in them, so we can still store your insulin. That's a backup. But we do have fridge facilities in Mina, inshallah, and Arafat. But in Muzdalifah, you got to think that night it's going to be a struggle. There's not many facilities available in Muzdalifah for you.
This is being covered, but at which point would we get our room numbers?
Okay, the room numbers, inshallah, we are going to provide you hopefully maximum by this coming Friday. So today is Saturday, by this coming Friday, inshallah. Before that, we aim to give you all your room numbers, and inshallah, the room numbers will be shared on the WhatsApp group. So all you need to see your serial number, look for your serial numbers, because we'll have a list of everyone's room numbers. So it'll say room 207, and then the easiest way to find yourself would be just look for your serial number, and then next to that you will have your name written on there. Remember this, we are not allowed to change your room number. So if you're on 105 or you're on the 8th floor, we're not allowed to change it to the 2nd floor, because these rooms have been already organized, dedicated. We've personalized these in Makkah for you. You'll have your room numbers and labels in front of your rooms as well when you go into Makkah, especially for the economy hotels. For 5-star hotels, the security is a bit different there. They don't give the room keys, but we do work on these, and we have a good relation with the hotel, and inshallah we will have these room keys available to us, inshallah, in the next few days, to say we have been allocated these rooms. And I can guarantee you this, for the 5-star package, that before you get to your rooms, before you come off the bus, we will give you your room keys. That's my promise, inshallah. We will try to make that happen, because on the 5-star, it is a security reason. It's a 5-star hotel, and they don't want to give the room keys to us without your permission, kind of thing. Whereas the economy hotel, we have a good relation with the hotel, and they give the keys without without any issues.
During immigration at Jeddah, are there any seating facilities? Yes,
immigration, before immigration, as I mentioned, when we're going to land and come off the bus, we're going to come to the terminal. We will be in a waiting area. The reason we're going to be in a waiting area, because the Saudi government doesn't want Hujjaj to be standing for long periods of hours in front of the immigration desks. But last time when I visited Saudi Arabia, which was in December this year, I had a very good, pleasant experience, and I've been hearing from people who went on Umrah that the immigration facilities have improved. They've, the younger generation of Saudi Arabian population has got involved into the immigration facilities, and there are now ladies available working on there. Also, this immigration has improved quite a lot. So inshallah, I'm hoping we'll have a smoother journey again as well, because this was in December, which I had a very good, pleasant experience. I myself was surprised within 10-20 minutes, but this was Umrah. So even for Hajj, inshallah, we're expecting my time would be probably an hour at immigration.
If we circle Kaaba once, would it still be called tawaf, or do we need to circle 7 times?
Okay. Good question. I would answer it in two parts because maybe someone have another question come when I answer this. You have to complete 7 rounds to complete a tawaf. So for argument's sake, this is the second part. So what the question was, if you circle the Kaaba once, does it complete as a tawaf? No. You have to do 7 rounds to complete 1 tawaf. Now, the second part of the answer is, or the question is, if someone might have this question come in their mind, is, for example, if you've done, you have to have wudu. This is another thing that I probably forgot to mention. You have to have wudu to do tawaf. For sa'i, when you're doing umrah, you don't have to have wudu. But in case you're not doing umrah and you're doing a nafli tawaf, and you broke your wudu, or you got really tired, or there's a salah break in between, and your intention was to do tawaf, and you've done 4 rounds of tawaf, right? But then it's salah time, or you broke your wuzu, just say for example Hajr Aswad, you would stop your tawaf there, you would go make wudu, or you would go pray, or whatever you got to do, and then you got to come back and start from where you left off from. Say you've done 4 rounds, you have to do the next 3 rounds to complete your 7 rounds. Once you complete your 7 rounds, it completes 1 tawaf.
Will we receive proof of the Qurbani being completed?
Yes, you will receive proof of the Qurbani being completed. How it will work is, once we've done your stoning, even though we will be together, we will still ask you to send us your numbers onto WhatsApp group. Once we receive a notification to say number 45, 46 have done the Qurbani, we will then obviously carry out your Qurbani. Once your Qurbani has been completed, we will inform you your Qurbani has been completed. Just to touch bases on this, or to explain this further, if you would like to join us onto this Qurbani journey, you're more than welcome to, but you would inform us way in advance. When we'll have a seminar, I will ask if anyone would like to join the Qurbani. You'd inform us, and then inshallah al-Aziz, we would be happy to take you along to where we do our Qurbani. Where we do our Qurbani, inshallah al-Aziz, I will discuss this in person when we are in Makkah, inshallah, because this is a Hajj related question.
How long is the walk from Muzdalifah to Mina?
Yes. How long the walk is from Muzdalifah to Mina? The walk from Muzdalifah to Mina is 1 hour walk. However, the bus journey is 15 to 20 minutes. But because it's chaotic on the day, it's chaos, everyone is rushing. I don't know what happens to people after Hajj. They just want to jump onto the bus. The queuing system breaks, people are fighting and arguing, group leaders are fighting. We don't do this. So if you would like to get onto the bus, and if you are less able to walk, we will put you onto the bus. But the bus, just getting onto the bus could take 3 hours, because it's a lot of rush there, and the roads outside Muzdalifah tents is really congested. Then an accident happens, then there's delays. So this is why we recommend you walk from Muzdalifah to Mina, and it's an hour's walk. But if you don't want to walk, you say, we've paid for this package and we need to have the bus facility provided to us, the bus facility will be there, and you can obviously hop onto the bus, which will get you to Mina.
Question: at each step, can you WhatsApp in the groups whilst you're there, so everyone is aware of what's to be done? For example, the meetup points and when the buses are about to leave, etc. Yes,
correct. Obviously, we would do that on WhatsApp, but then we understand that some people who are at the moment sitting at home may not know how to use the smartphones due to their age and having less technical knowledge on using WhatsApp. I know in this day and age everyone knows how to, but sometimes the older generation have difficulties using WhatsApp. So we use both methods. Sometimes people don't buy SIM cards. Sometimes people don't connect to WhatsApp or to the Wi-Fi of the hotel. Now that we're talking about the hotel Wi-Fi, the economy packages have Wi-Fi hotel in reception only. So obviously, if you want to catch up, if someone is connected to WhatsApp, speaking to the family members and people who become your friends and they don't have WhatsApp, just inform them that yes, we are leaving on this day. This is the meeting point. Then we do also use the old tradition method of putting notices up, which I mentioned, on the notice board in the hotel and in your lifts, to say we are leaving for Mina tomorrow after 10 p.m. or 12 p.m. or midnight, whatever the time is going to be. We will inform you. Then also another way of communication with us is going to be at dinner time, breakfast time and lunch time. As I mentioned, every meal someone is going to be available for you, a representative will be available, and announcements are going to be made. So when we see you for dinner, we'll inform you, please remember, tomorrow we're leaving for Mina, make sure you pack your bag. We'll be reminding you constantly, so please don't worry about that.
Is there a safe available in the hotel for us?
Okay, in the economy package hotel, there is no safe in the rooms. 5-star obviously by default will have safes in their hotel. If you are sharing obviously a room, then I'm assuming everyone is going to be happy to share the safe in a sharing room in the 5-star. In the economy package, there is no safe available. However, I know what the next question is going to be, or someone's going to have this in mind. Then what happens when we leave to Mina? Where do we leave our valuables? Or where do we leave like our £10,000 or £20,000 that we've brought along to do our shopping for? So what will happen is we will ask you to wrap your personal belongings in a parcel, and then what we'd expect you to do is there is a safe in the hotel office where the management sits for the hotel, and we will guide you to them, and then you will tape and seal your parcels, and you would give it to the hotel guys or the management, and then they will keep it in the safe for you. And then when you come back from your Hajj journey, i.e. your Arafat and Muzdalifah journey, then obviously we will tell you what time can you collect your valuables from the office. So hopefully that answers your question of if the safe is available in the hotels. Next question, please.
The last few questions.
That's fine.
There is, after first Jamarat, do we have to trim or shave our hair after the first Jamarat?
Okay, yes. After your first Jamarat, you have to trim your hair or shave your hair, but not straight after Jamarat. Please remember this. This is the most important aspect of Hajj, that you do not need to shave your head straight after Jamarat. After Jamarat, you will inform us you've done the Jamarat. After that, we will do your Qurbani. Once your Qurbani is completed and you've heard from us or a group member to say yes, your Qurbani is completed, then you need to shave your head off or trim your hair. If you do it beforehand, you have to do Dam. So another thing I need to mention here, say your serial number is 20 and mine's 21, and I've told you, oh bruv, my Qurbani is done, 21 is done. That doesn't mean automatically your 20 Qurban, you're 21, so your Qurban, you're 20, sorry, so your Qurban is done because 21 is done. No, you need confirmation from us to say, has the Qurbani been done? And please be patient on this day. Qurbani does take time, because it's not just slaughtering an animal and the Qurbani is done. Yes, it's just slaughtering an animal, the Qurbani is done, but you got to remember, after the Qurbani is completed, we don't waste the animal. We have to strip the animal, the meat gets distributed, which I will discuss with you. We distribute your meat, the Qurbani meat, to the less privileged people of Makkah. We invite them to come and collect the meat. So we don't want to waste your money of Qurbani. We want this meat of Qurbani to go into the right people's hand and right stomachs, really. So you get more sawab, you more ajr on this. So we do it the correct method, which we think. We don't use slaughterhouses, because slaughterhouses give you time. Say they give you a time of 10 o'clock, but 10 o'clock you're still stuck in Muzdalifah. So your Qurbani is done, but then there's going to be no other Qurbani. So we make sure that this part is a very important part of Hajj, and we don't want to take the bad deeds of this. We want to make sure your Qurbani is done in the correct method and in the right manner, and the meat is distributed, not disposed of in the bins.
Will we need to bring sleeping bags for Muzdalifah?
No, you won't need to bring sleeping bags for Muzdalifah. We will provide you sleeping bag. I'm not going to call this a sleeping bag, because the sleeping bags we get in the UK is obviously it covers you from the top as well. It has like a small blanket, if I'd say this way, and it's not like a thermal sleeping bag, because it's going to be baking hot. So there's no point. We don't provide thermal sleeping bags. However, in Arafat, in the evening, maybe before Asr, we will hand over to you a foldable mattress, a 3 foldable mattress to you, for you to take to Muzdalifah. And then obviously once you get into Muzdalifah, you just open the sleeping mat up, excuse me, and then you will sleep on that mattress. So you don't need to carry a sleeping bag. If you feel the need, you need a sleeping bag, you can buy that in Mecca. If you still feel the need to take a sleeping bag from here, then you're more than welcome to, but that's on your own discretion. But inshallah Aziz, we will provide you with a sleeping mattress for Muzdalifah. Once we provide you this in Arafat, it's your responsibility. I recommend this now. Look after your sleeping bags, because your sleeping bags will become a very important thing, because people know they won't have sleep. Some travel agencies don't provide these sleeping bags, so people pinch one another's sleeping bag, unfortunately, even though they're on Hajj, and we won't be able to provide a replacement. Once I've handed you over your sleeping bag, that's yours, and it's your responsibility to look after that sleeping bag.
Please, can you suggest which SIM provider and package is best to use so that I can access WhatsApp back to the UK?
Okay, it's a good question. There are many service providers in Saudi Arabia. For example, there's Mobily, Zain, and Sava. These are three main providers in Saudi Arabia who provide obviously SIM cards with data as well. We recommend you get Mobily. There's no preferred network for us, but we've always used Mobily year in year out, and the communication and the signal strength and everything, it's a good network provider. Data is cheap as well on their packages, so Mobily I would recommend. But then if you feel the need to get a Sava or a Zain, then you're more than welcome to do so if you've traveled before. One important thing I'd like to mention here, that what phone to take here. People obviously would take smartphones, but some people are on contracts in the UK. So you might have an O2 contract, an EE contract, or a Vodafone contract. You got to remember your phones are locked to Vodafone only, or O2 only, or EE only. So what you need to do is inform your service provider, maybe tomorrow or even now if they're open. Some of them do provide 24-hour service. Inform them that I'm traveling abroad, I need my SIM unlocked, my phone unlocked, because it's latched to one network. So what's going to happen is, if your phone is not unlocked, when you're going to go to Saudi Arabia, when you're going to try to put your SIM card into your mobile phone, you will face difficulties. It's not going to work. It's going to have a SIM lock. So therefore you're going to face difficulties, then you're going to have to purchase a new phone. So my recommendation is, if you are going to take your main smartphone which you use in your daily life, which I would recommend you take if you're going to look after it, but make sure it's unlocked. So contact your service providers if you're on a contract. If it's a SIM only phone, then obviously your phone is unlocked. Just try putting a different network SIM card in. So for example, if your son or your daughter or your husband or wife is on O2 and you're on Vodafone, just swap the SIM cards and make sure those SIM cards work in the UK. If they work in the UK, inshallah Aziz, your phones will work on different networks in Saudi Arabia as well. Mobily and Zain would work as well.
If somebody has mobility issues and requires a portable chair to pray Salah, are they available from Mecca or Mina?
Okay, if you have mobility issues and you need to obviously sit on a chair and pray, yes, chair are available. Folding chairs, foldable chairs, small chairs are available in Mecca. They're not available in Mina, so you'll have to buy yours in Mecca and take it to Mina with you on the bus. So I would recommend, if you have those issues, you buy a chair from obviously Mecca to take to Mina. Again, another question might come into someone's mind, because if it's a mobility question, wheelchairs. So I'm surprised no one's asked these questions. I'm assuming this year we have a lot of young generation going who are fit and healthy. But in case if you're one of them who have you require a wheelchair, then there's two options. You can buy a wheelchair from UK. I think they're about £90 on Amazon or somewhere else from mobility stores. So you can buy a £90 wheelchair. Obviously you can take it with you. It becomes a bit difficult to take, obviously traveling, and then managing it while you're traveling, and then obviously on the bus and everything in the room. However, wheelchairs are widely available in Saudi Arabia in the pharmacy, and there's plenty of them. They don't run out. Last year the price of a wheelchair was 500 riyals. It works out to be again £100, £90, £100, unless the prices have gone up with taxes being implemented. So maybe another 550 riyals. You can easily get a wheelchair. if you are going to buy a wheelchair, or if you're going to use a wheelchair, what you need to do is buy a lock with it as well, because people do steal wheelchairs or pinch your wheelchairs as well. Don't think that you're going for Hajj, you're going to the house of Allah, there is no one's going to steal your stuff. Even when you're doing tawaf, make sure you look after your pockets, your mobile phones, because people, there are serial robbers or pickpocketers available widely available in Mecca. They cut your pockets with blades and you wouldn't even know it. It's a sad state, unfortunately. You would lose your money and your phone as well. So when you do go to Haram, take limited amount of cash. 200-300 riyals is more than enough, because you're just going to pray there and take your mobile phone. In case someone does, if you have a mishap like this, you're not upset that you lost a big amount of money.
The question regarding bringing dates back to the UK, is it cheaper to buy from Mecca or Medina?
Okay, personal experience, the dates quality in Medina is better, and they are cheaper in Medina as well. And remember, because you're flying from Medina, you don't want to personally carry dates from Mecca to Medina and then from Medina back to the UK. So it's an easier option, and because we have got less days and more things to do in Mecca, i.e. tawaf, maybe umrah, then we need to do Hajj, obviously, so you won't have the time, me personally saying this, you won't have the time in Mecca. So my recommendation is, in Medina, you're only going to do your 5 times prayer, you'll have more time there, the dates quality is better, it's slightly cheaper, but not a big difference. But then again, you're the one who's buying. Some people have family members out there in Mecca and in Medina, so they recommend or buy it from here. So I'm not going to stop you from saying don't buy it from here. But as you asked a question of a recommendation, I prefer Medina, inshallah.
And just one point someone wanted clarification on. He understands that there are approximately 18,000 Wi-Fi spots in and around the Hajj area, the sites. So do you know anything about this? He just wanted to clarify.
It's a good question. There are, even in fact, there's more than that. Throughout the Hajj, even in Haram, there is Wi-Fi, but they're not public Wi-Fis. These Wi-Fis obviously are used by the Saudi authorities only, and obviously they use them for their IP cameras and their own data collection purposes only. These Wi-Fis, this was last year I'm talking about, based on that, we weren't allowed to use these Wi-Fis. Obviously they're protected and it's for internal uses only. However, if this year the Saudi government is going to surprise the Hujjaj and give free Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi to them, then obviously we will use them. But I don't think then having thousands of people attached to one access point, what is the speed going to be of those connections? So I don't think it's going to be great. So what I recommend is having your own 3G SIM kind of thing. Anyway, do you have any more questions? Okay, we don't have any more questions, but I would like to, I had one thing that I'd like to mention here. Yes, is on the top, while we're on the topic of Wi-Fi, mobile data, and not being able to get a SIM card because you're really tired, we would now create today, inshallah Aziz, another WhatsApp group, and this WhatsApp group is going to be for your family members, okay? Because we would have constant access to 3G, we have data as well. So this WhatsApp group is going to be for your family members. So we do this year in, year out. We do it a week before we fly out. So if, for example, a husband and a wife is going and they're leaving the kids behind, if you would like us to add them onto this WhatsApp group, we call this Noori Travel Updates. On this group, we will have all your family members on them. So if you would like them to be added onto this, send us the numbers onto the group or onto your own individual groups, and just mention the name, can you please add this number? We'll add them onto the WhatsApp group, and what we do in the background is we update your family members to say, okay, this particular group has landed Jeddah airport, we're now going towards Makkah. So we update your family members all the way throughout the journey, so they are aware that whereabouts you are. Because last year we had this problem where a family member couldn't communicate with their family members back home, and the family members got really worried. So rather than calling us back into the office to say, can you please check up on XYZ, they WhatsApped us onto the group to say, can you please check on my dad, is he okay? And the following straight away, because we are constantly linked with you, I was able to communicate with the father, send a message to their daughter or son it was, and so the family members are at ease as well. So this facility, inshallah Aziz, we provide as well. So inshallah Aziz, at the end of the seminar, later on, maybe tonight, we'll create this WhatsApp group. Send us your family members' numbers onto your each group. If you don't want to share it on the group, privately message it to Brother Hafiz or to myself or to whoever you'd like, feel comfortable with, Sister Amara or Brother Kamran, or even Brother Amir or Brother Mohsin, because these are the people you have been dealing with. And inshallah Aziz, we'll add those numbers onto WhatsApp. Again, just obviously I've dragged along to that. Do we have any more questions that you would like answered? Okay, we don't have any more questions. So Jazakallah for tuning in. Once again, inshallah Aziz, I hope now you feel more satisfied by having this seminar delivered to you. Any questions and queries you had has been answered. I would just like to thank all my team behind me. Yes, I've been the spokesperson, and I was told I didn't introduce myself because I wanted to have less of the introduction and more talking onto the journey. I'm kind of, you could call me the spokesperson for Noori Travel. My name is Awais Mustafa, and I have a lovely team behind me who have worked tirelessly to get to where we are with the bookings, with providing with you updates, with processing your Umrah Hajj visas, your tickets, your hotel. Everyone in the team works entirely tirelessly. We work around the clock to provide you this service, and you are witness to this, because whatever time you have asked me a question, we have tried our best to promptly answer, be it at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, be it at 12 at night or 1 at night. This is what we aim to do. This is what our motto is, to serve you guys. So we want you to leave the travel arrangements, your burdens of traveling and the panicking onto us. We would like to take the headache from you, and inshallah Aziz, we wish you a pleasant journey. We wish you a pleasant Hajj, a pleasant flight, and also I would like you to stay safe. Because what tends to happen is, when I say stay safe, is because we only have a week before we fly out. Some people take these activities of playing football, they get injured. So look after yourself. And then people must be started walking. But I say there is no amount of walking. If you started doing your 1 hour walks every day, there is a lot of walking involved in this Hajj journey. So if you've started walking, it's good for you. But there is no amount of practice you can do before you go for Umrah. I can say this all for Hajj, because the atmosphere there, the climate there is really hot. It gets to you, it frustrates you, because we're used to the cold weather here. So we lose our temper quite quickly when the heat hits us, because we're not used to the heat anymore. So please stay calm, patient. That's the main key things I would like to take. Look after one another. Yes, your family comes first. Help them first, check in and everything, even at the counters. But there may be some men who are going alone, so try to help one another, because you're traveling alone, so you're single, you have less headache on yourself. Help one another, help the ladies. Another thing is here, when we are going onto the buses, don't worry that, oh, my son is left behind. Our aim is to get the ladies on the buses first, and then obviously the family members later on. So don't panic, oh, I've left my son behind, I've left my husband behind. Even if you have left your husband behind and you're onto the bus, he will come onto this bus. And if he doesn't come onto the same bus, he will come onto the bus 2 or bus 3. But at the end, he will meet you in Makkah anyway, regardless. He will be with you throughout the Hajj journey. It's not like we will leave him behind at the Hajj terminal and say it doesn't matter about him. So please don't panic. People do panic quite a lot. They stress out quite quickly. It's the Hajj journey brings the stress, the panicking even if you've never panicked while you're traveling, but people naturally panic, they stress out, the heat gets to you. So these kind of things happen on this Hajj journey every year. Even though now I'm mentioning these things not to do, but I know some people will still panic, but this is part of the Hajj journey anyway. So Jazakallah khair. You know, thanks for bearing and listening to me for the past 3 to 4 hours. I hope this Hajj seminar has been really informative for you. If it hasn't, I apologize, but I would like you to give me some, you know, constructive feedback to what could have been added on to this Hajj seminar that I've missed. If you think I've missed something, ask that question. Maybe it's just come out of my mind. So then inshallah I'll be happy to answer that question for you. If not, then inshallah we have many more seminars and one-to-one face meeting inshallah at the airport. I myself will be at the airport. Hafiz will be at the airport. Brother Nabil will be at the airport. Sister Amara and Kamran will be at the airport, at Heathrow Airport. In Manchester Airport, don't worry, you're not left alone. Brother Javed will be at the airport as well to see you off as well. So inshallah we will be there throughout the journey with you. So have a good night and stay blessed. Keep us in your du'as. And I will keep you in my du'as as well. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.